Welcome to Scripts and Giggles with Shoshana.
And Marnie. Did you miss us?
Oh my gosh, did you miss us?
We missed you.
What's that line again from Kardashians?
What?
Yeah, did you miss us? Because we missed you. I thought
Okay.
it was a song.
Is it a song?
No, it's a little meme thing.
Well, we missed you.
Yeah, we missed you guys.
Did you miss us, guys?
Pause
Tell
for
us-
response.
Please put in the chat. What is the chat? Put in the comments that you missed us, because we missed you guys, and it'd be rude if you didn't miss us.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that. Like, let's stop pretending to, like, act cool. You love us and we love you. So tell us that you miss us.
Come on.
Hold my hand.
It's been a while, and yeah. Like,
hold my hand.
oh, you know I don't really like
I know.
hands, and
But we've
you
been
know,
friends for a really long time, so hold my hand.
I'm trying to get better at it.
Wow,
'cause
so dry.
No, for now. But then when I've been doing I did one salsa lesson, and I was so nervous, and I don't like touching people's hands.
Yeah, Shoshana has a complex about it, and her hands are so dry.
No, but
so it's fine.
Yes, but when it gets in contact with people, then even now it's starting to get cold and
When we were at
sweaty.
school one time, I held Shoshana's hand and I was gagged.
And I
said, "What's happening?" And then Shoshana was so embarrassed.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh,
I have
that's weird."
I have those things that sweaty palms, and I just can't. I don't know what it is. It just is.
I don't have that.
Yeah,
but
you're lucky.
I do have swamp butt.
What does that mean?
Like when I do have a sweaty bum.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I get swamp butt.
But what causes it?
It's just I guess my sweat glands are like active there. Like your sweat glands are active in your palms, they're not active in mine.
Yeah,
Like,
active there.
when it's hot, I get sweaty bum.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, I think like everyone does it. It's just hot, so you just like.
No, but in a way that's like.
Oh, okay.
Like, do you know when you're in the gym and you see people and it's like, what the hell
yeah.
have you been doing? That would be me.
What you see?
I wear thick leggings
Oh,
as a result. I'm like,
wow.
I'm not coming. You're not going to catch me out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I get sweaty bum.
Yeah, because you know sometimes when you're in the gym, not in the gym, or when you're like walking about and someone just come out from a workout and their bum has got like patches and their back has got this interesting patch.
I've got a sweaty ass.
And then yeah. And then I think the interesting one is like when it's under the boob.
Under boob
yeah,
sweat.
like,
I don't get under boob sweat, but I do
Same.
get sweaty bum.
Wow, I actually didn't know that was a thing, but that makes me feel better.
Everybody sweats in different places.
I know, but the hand one is just so. It's so inconvenient. Like, I just want to hold your hand and then not be worried. Not your hand right now.
Hold my hand right now.
No, because it's now getting a bit sweaty now.
But we've been friends for such a long time.
No,
Hold my
don't
hand.
do this. Don't do this.
Shoshana, hold
You
my
know
hand.
that-
Please,
no.
I need to know what it feels
No,
like.
it's cold. It's cold and it's like it gets sweaty and it's because I know it's happening, so it's now it's happening.
It's psychosomatic.
And then if I definitely hold someone's hand, it then starts to get really cold.
But you're gonna be okay when you meet the one, and you're gonna let them hold your sweaty hand. That's not fair. I've been
Yeah.
friends with you for 20 plus years. You won't even let me hold your sweaty hand. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I don't like that. I just don't.
I would let you see my sweaty
I kind of hope. No, I was something. I kind of hope that my one has sweaty hands too, so we just sweat
Ew.
together. That actually sounded more weird than I thought it was going to.
Grim.
Yeah,
But I love that for the two of you.
Or maybe not just that. It's just like I just it's just a complex, and
Why would we have been holding hands in secondary school?
Yeah,
We weren't even close like that.
we weren't. I think you were with some of the other girlies.
So why did I hold your hand one time?
Because I think you wanted. Yeah, what happened?
Maybe we were going to church.
Maybe
I feel like the
I
most
think
time that we would have been next to each other, where we would have even been like, let's hold hands, as if on that walk from like
but
school to
we wouldn't be holding hands.
Westminster Abbey or something.
We were chatting, but we were not holding
How
hands.
did I know that your hands were like?
I feel
Because
like
I felt at one time
know
I held
you
your
knew.
hand.
It was because I think maybe sometimes in like PE or some. I'm sure there was an exercise where we were told to like hold hands, and then that's how you found out. Because that like church services, like everyone hold hands and let's pray. That is like my worst nightmare. I'm praying that the person doesn't feel it. It's really. I didn't realize how much of a complex it was until I started to do the salsa dancing, and I was going to do a solo dance lesson instead.
Because you were like, I don't want to touch anybody's hands.
Well,
I need to do a solo lesson.
Well, I thought if you did a couples dance lesson, you had to be with someone,
Right?
And so that's why I was like, oh, I don't have anyone. But actually, what ended up happening, we were just rotating, and there was a good share of guys and girls, so it was really nice. That was one of the best parts of my time in that country, in Colombia. That was really enjoyable.
So now that you guys have learned about Shoshana's sweaty hands, can you just tell us if you miss us or not?
Yeah, please. I promise I won't hold your hand.
You better miss us, guys, because like it's been a while. There's lots of stuff to talk about, so we're just gonna get into it. And you better be excited to hear what we're gonna say.
Let's do it.
What do you want to talk about first?
Super
Bowl?
Let's talk about Super Bowl. So, Kendrick performed the Super Bowl.
I didn't realise there are some people,
Yeah.
who aren't Kendrick, who are casual, like, I am a Kendrick fan.
Yeah.
Like, if he drops an album, I'm going to listen to it.
Yeah.
That's it being said, I haven't listened to Mr. Morales. I don't know what was going on with me at the time when that album came out, but I guess I was just not listening to music or something.
Was Mr. Morales' first album? Or
No.
what?
It's like the one before GNX.
Okay. Oh, was that the one? He did this kind of like experimental album.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
But I am a Kendrick fan. I liked Good Kid, Mad City. I liked To Pimp a Butterfly. What's the one after that called? Damn, maybe I'm not a fan. The one with Humble and DNA and Pride. Maybe it was called Humble. No, it wasn't. It's called something. It'll come to me. And then I did listen to Mr. Morales. And then obviously GNX came out and I was like, listen. And I listened to it. And obviously because of the hype of the beef, everyone was looking forward to GNX. And then obviously we learned that he was doing the Super Bowl. And then the performance happened. The most watched performance in history.
Yeah.
He is now the most streamed rapper of all time.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah. He's beat Drake's numbers. And there are people... Listen, the Super Bowl, is an American thing. We are not American, so I don't really understand the cultural impact of it. But I get the impression that there are people who tune in for the Super Bowl who are probably always surprised by who's coming on for that, right?
Yeah.
Like, I like football. I don't know anything about music.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are also people who have been following closely the Drake and Kendrick beef and were like rubbing their hands together, waiting for the Super Bowl to be like, how's it going to get him? How's it going to get him? Somebody, Shoshana, was like, maybe he'll bring Drake out and they will make peace at the Super Bowl.
Mind you, to that point, at the Grammys, only a week before.
Yes, he also won a bunch of Grammys.
He won a bunch of Grammys. But actually, the other story was...
Kendrick, that is not Drake.
Yeah.
No one knows what that man is.
Yeah, we'll talk about Drake later, but like... Yeah.
On
Sorry to that
apparently,
man. Sorry to that man.
Posting pictures of himself in his underwear,
Really? Oh God, go and sit down.
Following Mos Def's teenage daughter.
Oh no.
Throwing shots at Joe Biden.
When is he not?
I
But
mean,
my thing is, the week before at the Grammys, The Weeknd came out and performed on the stage, who had notoriously boycotted the Grammys after issues he had with the voting system, and you know, he was very vocal about his feelings towards the Grammys. So that was a period of a moment of reconciliation. So I just thought, well, imagine
Spirit of 2025 is reconciliation, guys.
Bro, no, not the moment.
Kendrick said, not for me.
Not for me. Not
Maybe
today.
you guys, but not for
No,
me.
he's making money and revenue and profit off that beef. So
to break down a bit of the performance if you haven't seen it.
I was going to add.
Yeah.
In terms of you're a Kendrick fan,
Yeah.
I am in that bucket that you were starting off with, that casual fan.
Yeah.
Who, I know some Kendrick songs. I'll be honest, I probably know the choruses for the big ones, but I do not know like a lot about Kendrick's music. And yeah, maybe the beef with him and Drake has got him more into the forefront for me. So I know some of the songs, but I can tell you now, I've not listened fully to a full Kendrick album. So I was coming into the Super Bowl as a casual listener, but not necessarily a fan.
So some people were like, this wasn't a good performance. And I would like to caveat, as a Kendrick stan and defender.
You've moved from fan to stan.
Yeah, let's just put me in there.
Yeah.
He has done halftime shows before.
Yeah, he has.
And if you've done a halftime show in any capacity as a guest performer on someone else's halftime show, as like a slightly bigger guest performer on someone else's halftime show, because I think he's done it twice.
He has, but I don't know what the second one was, because the first one that I remember was the one with the whole of the LA stars,
Yeah.
so Dr. Dre and Snoop and
then there's the one where he's like he's in a separate. Is that the one where he's like in a separate set?
I thought that was the LA one.
Okay, maybe it's the LA one. So maybe he's done it one before. But like, people were like, didn't pay any of the hits. Why would I come out and sing the same songs I did at the other Super Bowl show? Like, make it make sense. At the other Super Bowl shows, I did the songs that you guys were expecting to play. So now I'm doing my halftime show. I'm going to play my other songs.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're going to be like, you already did this.
Yeah.
You already done this, girl.
Yeah.
GNX has just come out. There are lots of bangers off that. Not Like Us. It would be stupid to miss an opportunity.
Yeah.
And so he performed a lot of songs from GNX. And for that reason, people were like, you didn't play the hits. And it's like, okay, if you know Kendrick from Superbowls, you're going to be very confused. Superbowls is off Mad City. Like, you are... Okay. This is a 2015 album that you are being like, why didn't they play Superbowls? Like, as a Kendrick fan, I like a lot of Kendrick songs. So there are songs from all of those albums that I would have been excited to hear that I didn't get to hear. Yeah. But I've listened to GNX. I like a lot of the songs of GNX. When he played the songs, I said, I know this one. It might not be my favourite, but I know it. The overall presentation, and actually Shoshana and I talked about this previously, off the pod. I think that the show is, and I would say the show for a while has been for the benefit of those at home, more so than it is for the benefit of the people at the stadium.
100%.
So, like, comparing it to, say, Michael Jackson's performance is so different because Michael Jackson was performing to the people in the stadium, right? I think Rihanna's performance, I think even Usher's to some extent, I think probably... No, Beyonce's felt like it was to the room.
It was definitely to the stadium.
But Beyonce's, that last one, you've got pre-recorded bits. I wouldn't have seen that in the stadium.
100%.
So, artists are aware of the fact that, like, what's being produced here will live on beyond this place. So, me singing to 2,000 people in a room, meanwhile, the visual is dead. It's going to give people the impression that the show is dead. And there are lots of aspects to that performance that felt very visual. That I feel if I was in the stadium, I would have been like, huh? Like, the transitions between songs felt like, it honestly felt like a set had been built. And if you were looking at it, you are just looking at the set as a whole. You're not seeing transition. You are seeing, okay, there's people dancing in 3 different squares. Okay. I don't... It's fine. But I also think even the drama about the, like, in the stadium it wasn't that good. People still sang along to the songs.
Oh, we know because we heard A minor crisp.
That's the point. Now, apparently Kai Cenat, the streamer, I don't even want to get in. Like, Shoshana is a dinosaur. She's not even going to know.
I know who he is. Yeah.
So,
Bruh, excuse me? Like, I'm down with the kids. I know how it is.
She doesn't go on Twitch. She doesn't stream.
I can crip walk.
Serena. She's not young, famously. But he was like, oh, nobody was cheering in the stadium for it. They must have added the sound afterwards in post. But then, some tea was that he tried to get into Kendrick's suite and didn't get in. And then now he's on the stream being like, nobody was even cheering for anything like that. But obviously there were fans who were at the game who recorded themselves, and you can hear it on their videos. So unless they are also working for big Superbowl in pretending to dub sounds, that's another thing. But also Kai Cenat has had Drake on his stream before, famously. So, like, this is the thing. You have to be careful where you get your news from. But
the beef is alive and kicking.
One of the things I want to talk about that I feel like some people have talked about, but not enough people. Kendrick was wearing flared jeans. I need you guys all to process that. Kendrick was wearing jeans I wore as a 12-year-old. And somehow, this man is the greatest rapper of all time. Can you imagine the level of, like, power you need to be like, these are the jeans I'm gonna wear?
But it wasn't even just the flared jeans.
Bear in mind, this man's like 5'5".
Yeah, exactly.
Petite. He is petite.
He's small.
Wearing a bomber jacket and flared jeans.
I have to be honest.
And it's 2025. That's 2002.
I was noticing not just the flare of the bottom part of the jeans, but the tightness of the top. The top half of the jeans.
He's got a little
He's got apple bottom. He really did.
Very small men always have cute butts.
Yeah, he did. I was like...
cute little butts.
Yeah.
Cute little people. He could fit in your pocket.
I know.
How could you not find him adorable?
He did look adorable because when he was
dancing... He's the biggest cutie rapping. Surely he is such a cutie.
Because I think a lot of the rappers in the game are more like the big players are like tall. Like you have
Jay-Z is a Neanderthal.
Yeah, Jay-Z. You have Kanye's relatively tall as well.
Is he?
Tallish, but he's not like he's definitely not 5'5" like Kendrick.
He has the energy of a man who's 5'5".
Oh, he does.
But 2 Chainz Is it 2 Chainz? Who's the guy I'm thinking of? Yeah, 2 Chainz. He's really tall.
Oh, is he?
Famously, because I once read an article about really tall rappers.
Yeah.
Because
I wonder why.
Who's the tallest rapper?
I wonder why.
I wonder why.
Yeah. But yeah, so when I saw the jeans, I was like, it's an interesting choice.
Big Sean.
Big.
Famously.
Yeah. But they also had the little Bow Wow.
He was little.
He was little.
Lil Baby.
Lil Baby, yeah.
Soulja Boy can't be tall.
No.
He's in trouble at the moment.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah,
so,
rappers are not famously the biggest, but they're also not like.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kendrick Lamar is petite.
He's tiny. He's tiny.
That's the word I would use for him. And I honestly think he wears it well. He said, "Listen," he basically went to whoever Sabrina Carpenter's stylist and was like,
"Yes,
I'm short and sweet,
even,
and it needs to be reflected in my outfit." And they said, "Don't worry, we've got you."
I feel the same way about Bruno Mars. Like,
again,
Bruno Mars, short and sweet. He knows how to fit the clothes on his body, but still, like, yes, he's a small guy, but he has the presence.
And like, I love that for them.
And so do I.
And I honestly love that for Kendrick. I think it's such a flex to be probably shorter than the guy that you're fighting,
and still win.
Have him in a ditch,
bruh,
laid up. People attending the funeral. Bruh. Nobody knows where this guy is.
Drake. Sorry to that man.
No, stop apologising to him.
No, I mean, like, I do not know that man. I do not know where he is. Because
what's he gonna do now? Sue the universe?
No, exactly, the whole universe.
Sue everybody who came to Superbowl and sang a song.
The problem is
Sue Serena
for dancing. That girl said, "Give him an opportunity to dance." I think I have a couple of thoughts about the show. And to what you were even describing Kendrick's performance as like a
cinematic.
It's a cinematic, but you said it something again. It was you called it performance. You just called it something just now.
Visual?
No, it wasn't visual. Presentation. Yeah. You described it as a presentation, and I think that's the best way to describe it because, like you said, yes, even though this was in a stadium, he wasn't going to be flying in the airs and give you acrobatics. He's not that kind of performer. He's not.
What song does he... Going back to... Somebody made this comment about Pink, which was like, what song does she have to be doing them flips in the air? What song does Kendrick have that he needs to be descending from the sky?
I think it's be humble to sit down.
Just him flipping over and he's so tiny he'll be flipping forever. We would never see him again flip right out of the stadium.
And obviously, that's just not the kind of performer he is. Like, if you watch his visuals, again, even me, casual viewer, casual listener to his music, I know that he's very much about the symbolism of his music or what it represents. And so I had an impression that whatever he did on the stage was going to be very visual and very symbolic, and to the point where it would go over your head, which some of them did. Like I remember the Not Like Us video when it came out, and I was watching bare TikTok videos because again I'm down with the kids, and they were breaking down what each piece of symbolism meant and how it represents things like LA or represents like, you know, a message to America or about like being black in America. Like, it's very deep and nuance that you just can't get in a stadium. But I did enjoy the performance. Like, there were some songs that I didn't know. The songs I did know I really enjoyed. He gave me the aesthetic was very clean, and I think we talked about it like with Rihanna's performance, which I remember when we reviewed it and I was underwhelmed, and we watched it again quite a few times afterwards, and I feel like my perspective has changed because I feel like even though Rihanna has not performed in very long and she's not done music in many, many years, she's so influential because I still see like that aesthetic in her performance in so many other performances, especially recently with like the Beyonce Bowl. Like, let's be honest, they had like elements of Rihanna in that. This performance, like, I was seeing a lot of Rihanna, and it's not just because they were wearing all red or all white or, you know,
no, she
blue.
invented bomber jackets.
Exactly.
It's just
honestly, it's just the way that the staging was done and the direction is very much like leaning to what Rihanna did, and it's iconic now. But when it happened, when Rihanna's Super Bowl happened, I was like, again, I was very vocal that I was not impressed. But with Kendrick's one, I think it fit the type of artist, and I think that.
Do you know what it kind of felt like? Do you know the video to Formation?
Yes.
It felt like the video to Formation.
It did. because everything was
there's
information.
And there's also all of these like symbols, like the song is elevated by the presentation. Like, I'm trying to get you to think about other things. I'm trying to get you to think about black people in America. I'm trying to get you to think about X, Y, and Z. It's not just me singing, hey, everybody get information, shake your ass, do this, whatever. Like, there's more to this, right? And, like, the Hurricane Katrina, there's such a big motive to Hurricane Katrina in that. And I found with this, it felt like, I mean, literally having Samuel L. Jackson playing Uncle Sam.
Like, come on.
He's trying to say something, and it makes sense. I think also that comment about Drake, one of the quote unquote disses that shots that Drake has made to Kendrick over the years is about how like him being a conscious rapper is what is costing him money. Like, that's not what the kids want, right?
But ironically.
And then here he is on Superbowl, like the biggest stage in the world, remaining a conscious rapper. That is what he does. That's what he stands for. And it made me think this morning, as I was like listening to TV Off, I was like, you have to stand for something, right? That old phrase of if you don't stand for something, fall for anything. I think the problem in that Drake and Kendrick beef is Kendrick has very much planted his flag in like, I've got something to say. Yeah. And Drake has very much planted his flag in, I have nothing to say. Yeah. And so, no matter what happens in this fight, something to say is always going to trump nothing to say. Like, the best that Drake can do is come up with a song that's like, shake your ass.
True.
People are going to go, is that what you have to say in response to this guy calling you beautiful? But what can you say? Because you don't have nothing to say. And that's why even his Drake's disses didn't hit. Because like, sorry, why are you suddenly... I listen to your music to drink and shake my ass. I don't want to hear about how you want to beef some guy and whether he beats his wife. Boo, boo, boo. But that's why I listen to Kendrick. Yeah. So if Kendrick's telling me, you need to fight Drake, I'm like, yeah, okay, let's go. Yeah. Like, that is the problem. So you're like, it's almost like... two people having two different conversations, and I think that's why Drake has not been able to and never will, actually. I just don't think he will. There's nothing he can write that will surpass anything that Kendrick has done. And playing Not Like Us, like the teasing it on the stage, the amount of times he does, and then playing the song and looking dead in the camera when he says, hey, say Drake, like I'm dead.
I'm sorry.
I don't care about your lawsuit.
No. And
I'm going to say this there's no way I can walk into a court of law and say, I wasn't talking about Drake.
No, I
was talking about you.
Drake. And I do think, unfortunately, the lawsuit has actually made this whole situation worse for Drake. Because, of course, when Don't Like Us came out, and I think maybe it was months afterwards, then they announced Kendrick as being the headliner of the Super Bowl. Of course, there was anticipation, is he going to play it? Is he going to play it? But the anticipation ramped up even further and more than ever because of that lawsuit. Because everyone was like, oh, is he going to play it? Yeah. Oh, he can't play it. Oh,
I genuinely was like, he probably won't pay it because of the lawsuit and what's going on. And he said, I don't give a fuck about that.
No, I had a feeling like he's probably done his like crossing the T's and dotting the I's before they go on, just so that he protects himself. Or he will do something to make sure like maybe some of the lyrics are not being said. So I didn't think he was going to say the word paedophile, which he didn't. Of course, it's a national show.
He didn't say the N-word.
And he didn't say the N-word either. Yeah, he didn't say the N-word in like, any of the songs.
You're not...
You can't actually do that.
M.I.A. got fined for putting her middle finger up during the Super Bowl show. So, they take that shit seriously.
Yeah, and also, like, A minor, like, I didn't actually think he was going to sing it. So I thought he was going to cut it, but I was like, no. Again, we want 60,000 people in the stadium to sing A minor. Like, there's no way.
If he doesn't say it, they're going to say it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's why I thought it was like, oh, maybe he will say certain things and then, he would let the crowd fill in the gaps. But of course, my other like wild theory was that they were going to reconcile, which that did not happen.
I thought they were going to come on stage and sing Poetic Justice.
Yeah, absolutely not. Or I thought Kendrick was going to really double down and do what he did at that show in LA where he played it like 7 times again. Like, I mean, imagine you in that show. Like, it's like dancing on the grave. He dug the grave, threw him in, and danced on it, and brought more people to dance on top of it. And then Serena was crypt walked on it.
Then she crypt walked on it. She said, I hate that man. And the thing is, and also SZA used to date Drake.
Yeah, true.
And she said, I'm going to sing 2 songs at your enemy Super Bowl.
Yeah.
2. Because me and your enemy are friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyone you got to beef with is my best friend.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I wouldn't say I have sympathy. I genuinely am curious about what Drake is doing. Like, I don't know how I would handle this if it was like, everybody hates me.
Yeah.
Or at least if they don't hate me, they're really enjoying my downfall right now.
Honestly,
I'll just start off a career.
Same. If I was
You've got enough money, you could go live in people probably in Barbados wouldn't even know that you was Drake.
True.
Probably not Barbados.
No.
Tahiti.
Yeah, maybe. Somewhere in Asia.
Easter Islands.
Maybe, yeah.
Go somewhere where people
Make
don't
your own
get
island.
Drake.
Yeah. Buy your.
Just be there. Be like, hi.
That.
I grow. Like I said, it's a bit from Blink Twice, but like there's a millionaire on that who's got in trouble, and he's like, oh, basically all I do now is I live on my island and I have a farm. I raise chickens. It's like honestly, that's such the billionaire. Like, this is me atoning for what I've done. I just went away. Like, but you could afford to do that.
Yeah, he could do that. I mean,
you literally could afford to do that.
If I was in Drake's team, well, there's so many things I wouldn't have done. I would not have done a lawsuit to begin with. But if, like, moving forward, I would potentially find a way to quietly settle that lawsuit and then take about an extra year and then come back next summer with the
gospel music.
Hit. No,
that's the pivot.
That's always the pivot. It's like, music. I'm gonna go and find God. Like, no, I would
gospel music.
Do a flip and just go to like,
raise your son.
Yeah, do your duties, do what you need to do, and then come out next summer with the biggest hit, the song of the summer.
The problem is, right?
And just go back to what people know Drake for, like shake your ass music.
This is the problem again with making shake your ass music. Kendrick didn't make music for 5 years.
Yeah.
Came out with the #1 album. You can do that when you make that kind of music.
Yeah.
Because you can't age out of it.
True.
If you do shake your ass music, and you're 40,
true,
no one wants to hear it.
That is true.
And every day that passes while this beef goes on, Drake becomes older and older and older. When he comes out with his new Shake His Ass banger, which apparently he's releasing an album on Friday.
What?
Yeah.
Sit down.
He's releasing an album on Friday. We are now listening to a man in his late 30s telling you to shake your ass, knowing that he's a man in his late 30s talking to little girls. It's not gonna work.
No. But the only other thing that I would do if I was Drake, I was in his team.
Kill yourself.
No. Go into acting. Take a break.
What do you mean go into acting? He was an actor.
Yeah, but go back to work. Go back into acting. Go and find a great role. Go and do something that's like completely different. And then come back with music. I feel like he needs to separate himself a bit from the music industry.
Become a producer.
Yeah.
Be in a role where people don't be seeing you.
Yeah, for the time being. And then if you want to come
back... have a label.
Yeah, do that. And like...
Yeah, break artists that way.
He's 38, you're right.
I feel like this is the thing. Drake strikes me as an egotistical person, right? People would say that even his coming into music is cynical in the first place. Like, he didn't blow in acting, so he's like, right, I'm going to start doing music, and I want to blow that way. And you did blow.
Yeah.
I don't know if music is your one true passion. Yeah. You could go be a producer right now and live good and be able to take care of your family, but I think ego will get in the way.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going out like this.
Yeah.
I'm going to release another album tomorrow at my big age. Yeah. Like, think about it. Like, Usher used to make shake your ass music, right?
Yeah.
Imagine now Usher coming out of an album and it's just 12 tracks of him telling you to shake your ass.
No, that can't work.
It just you would just be like, ooh,
like
you're literally old enough to be my dad.
No, maybe Drake should go back to the roots. R&B, love.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. It's hard. I honestly
don't want to hear it.
Or go and do a country album.
Vegas, do a Vegas residency.
So I have been loving Bad Bunny at the moment. Sounds so. I feel like I sound like a child. Not a child, but like I feel like.
You're allowed to love people.
Yeah.
You're allowed to get into a music artist.
I have, and I think it's partly because I was in South America and all they played was Latino music. So I had a lot of Bad Bunny, and he had just released his album, and his album is very different to previous albums because he did a lot of like Latin trap music, and then this album is very much about his roots and being from Puerto Rico and, you know, very sentimental to his culture, his heritage, and like his identity. And it's performed incredibly well.
Yeah.
But it also feels the most like personal. And I think maybe Drake should just go back to his roots of Canada.
Making Toronto music, which is what? Patois mixed with Top Boy.
Oh no, not again.
We're good.
Oh God, no. Maybe what is that?
You're
What
38.
what is
Sometimes
what
it's
is
okay
his,
to bow out. Why doesn't people just want to be like, I had a good run? I get it because it's
he
like
doesn't want to finish it because your story can't end with then I did a beef with Kendrick and I've been known for being an A minor.
But this is the thing: if you pivot,
yeah,
your story doesn't end with that. If you pivot, you become a producer, you start making movies. Yeah, your story ends with you on stage winning an Oscar for a show that you produce.
True.
Or a film that you produce. Pivot to something that doesn't involve it needing to be sold based on your face because your face right now is public enemy number one.
Yeah. And
no album is going to come up that's going to make us be like, no, Drake actually is a goat. Like, he ate that. We love Drake so much. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know. I get it. It's hard. I think, especially for men, when their self-worth is so closely connected to what they do, they probably just can't. They don't have the sense of self enough to be like, I'll be okay after this. Like, I think they probably are like, I won't be okay after this. I really will just die. Like, I just don't know who I am if I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I do feel bad for him. But at the same time, like, you engaged in a beef and you lost the beef. This is the run.
Unfortunately.
I mean, this is a crazy run.
It's a real crazy run. This has gone on for almost a year. This is the run. And like, as much as we're talking about this being crazy, let's not forget, Pusha T made him come forward about a child that he was denying. After Pusha T's one, like, you should...
I didn't listen to that Pusha T album. Someone made a video recently of like the lyrics, and Pusha T was cussing his mum.
Was he? Oh.
And you let that slide.
Yeah.
You lost that beef as well.
Yeah. After Pusha T, you should have just sat down because Pusha T's
beef. Out of any beef.
Yeah, Pusha T's beef was probably more well known within like fans of hip hop and that industry. I mean, apart from him having to release a child, it didn't make as much fanfare. Whereas this one is global. Like, it's not nationwide. It's global.
Kendrick said, "Not only am I gonna dish you, I'm gonna make it funky.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna get the kids on their feet.
And unfortunately,
I'm gonna put some other lyrics in there that makes them about other things, so it's relevant to their lives, but also they're cussing you at the same time."
Because he said, "Say Drake." Well, that look that he looked to the camera, I'm telling you, I'm not like I cheered when I saw that.
It was very Looney Tunes. It was very Wile E. Coyote. It was very Bugs Bunny being like. At the end of it
was really funny. I laughed and cheered. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe he just.
I literally was like, oh shit, he really said his name.
Yeah. Oh, he's like, no Drake, no say Drake. Hey, you let them young. The lyrics are wild. Like,
wild.
Again,
but also he never. It's not like he said you want to fuck kids.
No, it's just I hate you let them young.
Yeah. So in a court of law, go back to the lawsuit.
You can interpret it any which way you want to.
You're not gonna win this lawsuit.
No.
Because in a court of law, it's up for interpretation. No. You might read it, but I'm saying that could be about anything.
Yeah, absolutely anything. So unfortunately, if I was Drake, I would sit down. Or the worst.
Let's not forget, you made a song saying I beat my wife. Yeah,
true. If he got his wife doing the crip walk instead of Serena, that would have also been
the Serena one was personal.
Yeah, that was.
The Serena one was personal.
Yeah. And she looked into that camera as she did it. And
she looked great.
She looked really good.
She looked fantastic. Really good. I said, this is actually what you want. If you're going to do something to fuck up your ex, you want the camera to catch you and you're like, wow, she looks fantastic as well.
And I keep on forgetting, like, he didn't just insult Serena, he insulted her, her husband. Yeah. Sorry. He insulted her husband, which, like, I'm so sorry, you're now trying to attack my family. After they're finished, they've broken up ages ago, years and years ago.
And you've got on stage saying Rihanna's the love of your life.
Why
do you keep talking about me then?
Leave me alone.
Leave me out of here.
I was seeing a lot of, like, commentary online around Serena.
Yeah, because what's the easy thing to do?
Yeah.
You're not gonna deal with Drake because he's a man. You're not gonna deal with Kendrick because he's a man. You're gonna be like, Serena. Leave that woman alone.
Leave her and leave her family alone.
I don't think a lot of people realise that if she hit a ball in your face, you would probably die.
The way, just give her a net.
This is even if she didn't train for 6 months,
knock you out.
If she had a bat.
A bat, that is it, not a net.
Sorry. No.
No,
tennis bat. Yeah, it's a bat, right?
Yeah, tennis
if
bat.
If she had a bat and she punted that ball, full pelt, you would be in the hospital.
Done.
And I feel like you guys don't understand what that could do to your face.
Yeah.
You guys are sitting here, oh, she thinks she's for the culture, quit walking, but she's married to a white man.
No, it wasn't just about the husband.
I saw one about that. There's someone posted a picture of her and her husband being like, oh, you say you're for the culture, but you go home to a white man.
Oh no.
And then like posting like a cringy picture of her husband. Her husband is a fucking CEO.
He's a billionaire, man. Sit
like,
down.
stop joking. Stop playing with
Stop
me.
it.
Stop playing with me and my girl. I don't fuck around with Serena Williams. Leave her alone, for real.
And then they were saying that because her oldest sister was killed by a Crip, and she's Crip walking.
They're from
Compton.
Los Angeles. They are from the city.
Oh, Jesus. So anyway, yeah.
And also the Crip walk isn't even just about Drake. That's even the more infuriating thing. As a celebration one time in a tennis match, she did a Crip walk and she got fined. So this is more so about her being like, fuck you guys, than it is about Drake. Drake?
Oh, Jesus.
The world doesn't fucking revolve around him.
Drake,
Leave Serena alone. I won't have it.
Yeah, it was too much. That was just getting on my nerves. But apart from that, the performance...
People clown that woman too much. Yes. And it just reminds you how much people hate women.
It was too much.
Name a man who is as awarded and celebrated, as accolades, that's it. Who has accolades like that woman?
Not one.
Name one. Look at what Michael Jordan's doing.
He's chilling, man. He's doing what Drake should really be doing.
Playing golf.
Yeah. Playing golf and chilling. Honestly. But the presentation, the performance, like, it was memorable. Mm-hmm. It was really interesting. As a casual fan, like, I really enjoyed it. Or casual listener, I really enjoyed it. And
yes.
Yeah, it was a great choice.
Okay, one last thing about this. The anti-intellectualism tweets I've seen about this. People, so some right-wing person posted like, oh, Kendrick trying to pander to the right by having an American flag. And someone was like, you guys can't be this stupid. Yeah. Like, you cannot be so stupid as to think that whenever you see a flag, people are saying that they love America. Did you watch the show Tamar? Like, that's not what it's about.
Go.
And then it just made me be like, and then I saw a bunch of videos like breaking down the Super Bowl. I was like, the Super Bowl thing was actually quite on the nose.
Yeah, it really was.
If you need this broken down for you, we have a bigger problem.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam quite literally praises him for not being not being loud in his protests, in his blackness, and then chastises him and says, you lose one life when he is. What needs to be explained about that?
Yeah.
I don't know. America, you're scary. And we're not even American.
No.
And we can see, the symbolism. You guys are American and you don't know.
No. As Beyonce said, America's got a problem.
It really does. And Kendrick is on the remix of that song.
He's on that remix. I actually thought he was going to play, because people were guessing that he was going to open with that song.
Love that song.
Which is, again, on the nose. But he brought out Uncle Sam instead to tell you that America's got a problem.
Beyonce tried to tell you guys didn't want to listen.
No.
Kendrick's telling you guys don't want to listen.
No.
As they say in Hey Ya, you guys don't want to listen, you just want to dance.
Yeah. But anyway.
Read a book!
Yeah. Speaking of Beyonce.
Mother has unmothered recently.
Oh, yeah.
Mother, we need to talk.
Yeah, come and sit down.
And £900 for standing tickets to go to Cowboy Carter. What the hell are you talking about?
What is going on? I mean, okay, firstly, I think we should congratulate her for winning Album of the Year.
Congratulations, Mother!
Because she has desperately been wanting that.
No, obviously.
That category. And
you know how we feel about Beyonce. Yeah, we didn't live for Cowboy Carter, but if they gave her an award for pouring a glass of water, I'd be excited.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Mother.
And the way the shock on her face when she won that country award.
She was aghast. She said, "What happens now?"
Yeah,
they said, "You need to get up.
You have to go and accept the award now," because she was expecting her to just sit there comfortably. Because the Country Music Awards have not really honoured her for that album. People have just not been feeling it as much.
I actually had to say to her, you have 30 minutes.
Yeah,
30
minutes. You gotta get up.
Get up.
And go. And that was, I think, for people that say, oh, Beyonce pays for her awards, that was the first time where you're like, no, she doesn't, because she didn't even know she was going to... She didn't even realise that she was going to win.
Imagine the power you have that you win and, like, everyone in the room's going crazy for you.
True.
There were people who were nominated who were like, Beyonce!
Yeah, honestly. And I think it was...
Lady Gaga cried and thrown up for you.
Yeah, that was a lot, but, it's
well,
really sweet.
Maybe that's my friend.
It's true.
You don't know what me and Gaga do on the weekend.
It's true. And then she won Album of the Year, which was, like, the highest honour.
And that's why she said, I can charge £900. Now I can charge my £900.
That pay for that ticket. And the thing is, I love that she won finally, because she's done a lot of bodies of work where she should have won. album of the
Renaissance.
year. Renaissance, definitely. Lemonade. I'm trying to think of other ones. What was the one before Lemonade? Beyonce.
Sasha Fierce?
No.
Beyonce self-titles?
Beyonce self-titles I thought was really good as well. So she's worked her butt off.
Yeah.
Even Dangerously in Love, you could say she deserves it as well. So I'm very happy for her. But in the bottom of my heart, it always makes me think, so she had to go all the way country. She had to become she had to do a country album, even though she's like, it's not just about genre. Genre is very like
just the music that it was in her heart.
Exactly. But it's the fact that it had to be that type of music to win an album of the year, which, perfectly honest, trends very much with the albums that have been winning those type of awards.
Yeah.
It's usually country albums. Like Taylor Swift has won tons of album of the years. So yeah,
there is something hopeful in the message, which is like, you know, in her speech she says people shouldn't be pigeonholed by genre.
True.
Like, make the music that you're excited by, and that is an exciting. For her to win the award for the album, which is her having a go making an album that she's excited by, is really exciting for the music industry. In this, like, the labels that they put on artists. You're a pop artist. You're an R&B artist. You're black, so you have to make soul music. Like, all of that stuff. Beyonce is hoping that, like, this. You would think with this win has been pushed a little. I think in reality the problem is because it's Beyonce, it won't move the dial for every other person because it's Beyonce. Like, you have a fan base, you have a massive fan base. You literally could fart in a cup and people will be like, wow, 10 out of 10. True. Like, she, of all the people who could have the luxury to do what she did, it was her.
Yeah.
And her being praised for it is great, but you telling a newly formed artist, make the music that's in your heart, and you're making music that people are like, huh?
True.
It's not.
Yeah. I was even looking at an artist like Ray. When she came out, she was doing like like electro pop type of sound. So there's a lot of songs that she's been on or written on that is very much not like what she's doing now. But she's being recognised for the music that is probably the music that actually inspired her, that she actually wants to do, which is more in the jazz space, is more in the soul space. Whereas when she first came out, she was kind of positioned as a electro pop type of artist. Even her visuals and the way she looked and the music she sang, it just was very different to what she is now. So I agree, like, we should not be just pigeonholing artists, and we should be giving them the space to experiment and try new things, and you know,
if you've got something in your heart,
sing it.
A song.
So and then the same day of the Grammys, early that day, Beyonce announced the tour.
Now
the Cowboy tour, and then the tickets have just come out.
This was some clownery. As much as we have just praised her, this is clownery.
Yeah.
The videos I've seen of people on Ticketmaster waiting in queues of 20,000 people to get tickets that are £900 floor seats. I said, I will wait for the film.
Yeah, sure.
I will wait for the film.
100%.
As you know, we weren't the biggest fans of Cowboy to come out. Then we did our Spotify Wrapped, and apparently those are the only songs we listened to all year. So you can call us fake, you can call us dumb hoes, whatever you want to call us. We did apparently listen to the album down. Do I want to spend money on it? No. I want a do-over for Renaissance.
True.
That's what I want. This was us 2 years ago, as you know, faithful listeners of the podcast will know. Umming and ahhing about buying tickets, and then eventually, we came back on the pod and we said we regretted not getting them tickets.
Oh, we did.
Are we going to regret this again in 6 months?
No.
I don't know.
No. I think...
I just can't imagine myself listening to Two Hands to Heaven, having paid £900 to stand for 4 hours. I don't see it.
I swear we had this discussion when Renaissance came out, because, some prices were wild.
Yeah, I was looking at Club Renaissance.
And that's the thing, and I was like... I'm just happy to be there. So I could happily be in like level 400, level 300, even level 100 I could happily do. And I regret it because I think I gave a limit of like £100 at that time.
Yeah, that was goofy. We should have gone to 150 at
150, least. I'd be like, 150 I would happily have done.
Yeah.
But then anything more, I would be like, no, girl, we're starting to move into holiday money. We're starting to move into holiday money.
Yeah, the holiday is seeing our queen. But,
but this is not holiday money. This is... The last Renaissance was a holiday to Europe. We're now entering a holiday to outside of Europe territory. I always say that a holiday outside of Europe is four figures.
And we're not even going to be seeing people bucking in.
No.
There are dancing tracks towards the end, right?
Yeah.
But if she's just doing Cowboy Carter, no Renaissance songs.
I think we will get some Renaissance.
We probably will get some.
We get My House.
We've got some mixes in the Renaissance tour, but like I don't know. No. I'll watch the film. Same. And if there's no film, I'll
TikTok.
I will live.
I'm sorry, the girlie
who put it on YouTube.
Thank you.
You know what to do.
Yeah, and the girlies that like records every single part of the show on TikTok. That's how I knew what was happening with Renaissance. I could tell you every single transition, most of the songs that were on it. I knew most of it by the time this film came out, and that was because of TikTok. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I saw it. I think it was today. I saw a video of Honey Balenciaga doing her voguing bit in
the Renaissance.
Yeah, in the middle of what's that? Bad Bitches to the
left.
Yeah, just before that song starts, and I was like, this is still sickening.
Yeah.
And I've seen this video before.
Yeah.
And I'm still like, I was still like 1001. Like just enjoying myself.
Yeah.
I don't know if I need to be in there to hear Jolene. I'm okay with the house.
I think it's gonna be a great performance for the girlies that get the tickets.
It's like I like Tyra. Do I need to hear it live?
No.
Again, I didn't plan the music video in my head like I did for Renaissance, and that's why I should have gone to the show.
Yeah. That one I regret. Deep regret for that.
Whatever be able to do about that.
But I'm gonna just wait for the 3 acts tour.
Also, sorry, why have they not released the documentary somewhere else?
Weird.
I want to watch it again and you're wasting my time.
I'm so sorry. She's got Beyonce Bowl on Netflix. Like, Netflix, this is your deal. Like, get the film on there.
She's got Beyonce Bowl on Netflix. She's got Homecoming on Netflix.
Bring Renaissance on Netflix.
Beyonce, this is what you should be worrying about, not charging people £900 to come and see Cowboy Carter. Unless you're going to have a full rodeo in the place. I don't get what
maybe she'll... Because she brought a whole flipping silver horse.
It wasn't a real horse.
I know, but like... Maybe it's like a model of a white horse that comes on.
But you want to watch Beyonce just sat on a horse for the whole thing?
Absolutely not.
I sit on a horse as a person who sat on a horse now. How comfortable is that?
I'll be honest, it's not that bad. And context, I was riding horses.
She was riding.
I was riding. Actually, not that kind of riding. Not that kind of riding. No, I was horse riding in Uruguay on a farm, which was incredible. But yeah, most of the time it wasn't uncomfortable as long as you get your saddle right, because they taught us how to do the saddle. That's the song. Yeah, true. Get your saddle right. It feels hot, but that's just because outside. It was really hot, and just all the equipment you have to
was a real horse.
And it was a real horse, yes. And the horse, I'm be honest, they were really like when you took the saddle off, their whole body temperature was so high. I felt for them. And there was one time when we took all the saddle off, all the equipment, the sheepskin, and you could see them all running and like rubbing themselves on the grass because they're so hot and they're trying to cool down.
It really upset
It's really, it really was. But mind you, it was one of the best experiences I had in the whole trip.
And that's why Beyonce's bringing 18 live horses to Wembley Stadium.
But I will say, like, I don't know what she can do.
Do they stink?
Yeah, they stink.
Yeah,
and
I
also,
was trying to be in a place that smells like 18 live horses.
They poop constantly.
They be poopy.
All you know is as soon as their tail lifts up, beware, because you're gonna get it. And you're not allowed to stand behind a horse.
Yeah, because they kick you in the face. That's how you end up like the guy from Superman.
Oh yeah, bruh. Yeah, bruh.
The horse didn't kick him.
One of the horses tried to kick my horse, and I was like, "Girl,
kick your horse on the horse."
Yeah, while I was on the horse, and I turned.
Not two horses fighting.
Yeah, I turned to my horse and said, "Stay away from him," because he was.
Listen, girl,
stay away. Oh, I spoke to my horse in Spanish, in English, in French, and in Yoruba. So. Oh. Because I just was like.
Oh, multilingual.
Yeah, because the girl wasn't listening to me, so I was like, "Girl."
Was it a girl horse or a boy horse?
There were 2 girl horses.
And they weren't listening. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
The girls don't want to listen these days.
The girls did not want to listen, but actually we ended up building a good relationship. But when the guys were speaking to my horse,
she was being like, ooh.
She was listening.
Yeah, I bet she was.
I was like, girl,
slut horse,
girl.
Do you have anything else to say about Cowboy Carter?
I will say about the ticket thing.
Cowboy Carter
tours. Yeah, the tour on the tickets for the tour. Some people have blamed Beyonce. Some people have blamed Ticketmaster. I blame them both because really, Ticketmaster has this thing called dynamic pricing, which basically means that they can ramp up or fluctuate the price of a ticket depending on the interest and popularity of that ticket. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, Beyonce, releasing anything is going to be uber popular, and as a result they ramp up the prices. However, as an artist, you have control and you can say, oh no, I only want my tickets to go up to a certain price. So artists like Coldplay have like had a set limit, have not done dynamic pricing, has said, oh, our tickets will only go up to like £100 for floor and 150 for seated, and made it very clear how much they want to charge. And I do think it's the artist's responsibility. So the fact that like people are paying through the nose, like almost over £1,000 for 2 tickets, or even £800 for 1 ticket.
Prices going up to 3 tickets for like 2,500.
Absolutely.
Like, what are you talking about?
I know Taylor Swift had a similar thing that happened last year as well, with a similar dynamic pricing, but I just think it's really irresponsible. And
is that around the world or just in America?
I think it's around the world.
Okay.
But I think it's just a shame, because since tickets, or before, for concerts before, we would usually pay like £100 for a ticket, and that was the reason why I was like, all right, my limit is £100, which to me, I was being cheap, because I paid £100 when I saw Beyonce 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Whereas 2 years ago, I probably should have taken it to 150 if I was like,
inflation.
Yeah, it's inflation. But I think because people are so willing to pay quite a bit of their disposable income for tickets, artists are like, well, if they're willing to pay £500, or they were willing to pay £400 last time, they'll definitely be able to pay £600 this time. And I just think it's just a bit irresponsible. So I will not be paying for this ticket. But when she comes out with the 3 acts, because I assume the 3rd act is going to be rock or gospel or Destiny Child, I will pay significantly more for the tour, because I want to see all 3 acts come to life. Maybe the limit will be £200 than 150.
Or I will like wait till it's like the day before and see if there's like £75 tickets somewhere. True. Because they always do that. But
I mean, unless you really want to be in the
nosebleeds. Not
the nosebleeds. If you want to be in the centre, whatever the equivalent of Club Renaissance would be in that 3 acts.
Well, for the Renaissance tour, I did want to be in Club Renaissance, and now I wish I would just have
been nosebleed.
Yeah, but the nosebleeds were still like £100 to £150 anyway. Like, it wasn't.
What, Renaissance?
Yeah, they were like £75.
Yeah.
Like, there were no cheap tickets. Yeah. Like, maybe this is less so now, but I went to see Subtract, and Sam Smith was there, and it was £30.
See?
So like, and we were in the stalls.
Okay.
And we could have been, we were in this, it was at Brixton Academy.
Okay.
No, it wasn't Shepherd's Bush Academy.
Okay.
We were upstairs. No, it was Brixton, I can't remember. We were upstairs, and we could have been downstairs, and it would have not cost us more. Like, it was literally like, do you want to sit down or do you want to stand up?
Yeah.
These tickets are kind of exactly the same.
Yeah.
I went to see Grizzly Bear. I went to see, James Blake.
Oh no! I
don't think the tickets were more than like £40.
I don't.
And we were downstairs. We got right up. We were right at the stage.
Oh no! Yeah. I love that. I think the most that I've spent on like a music event is All Points East.
Yeah,
and that was
could have seen a bunch of artists.
And we did, and that was helpful. And then we were in VIP, and I think we spent 120, and I thought that was a lot. I was like, well, this is getting too much. To the point where I didn't pay for the extra VIP part.
Pay for the VIP,
which I should have. But like,
which was packed, by the way.
Yeah, it was. But like,
which I don't like.
Yeah, but you had
exclusivity.
At the back you had space.
Yeah, but I just don't like the idea of like, they're telling me to pay for VIP, then I'll get a VIP. There's bare people in here.
Yeah, true. Because
it's not that V.
But then
it's not that very.
They need to double.
Very P.
If they double the price, it would have been real VIP.
Yeah, I don't want the hood rats in here,
bruh. But I just feel like I'm willing to spend more when it's the 3 acts, or I'm willing to spend a bit more when there's multiple acts. So I know like, oh, this is my opportunity to see all these different artists that I would have paid like incremental cost for in this one space, but like £900 for one album that I don't even like massively love is an absolute no for me.
Do you know we'll be going to see Beyonce when she's like 80 and we're like 70? It's like Beyonce's 30th farewell tour. Yeah. We're like, we've got to go see Beyonce. Taking my ass to yours.
That would
by
be.
Then we have like AI musicians. Fucking. Are you watching?
We can bring our kids to it and be like, this is the artist that we love.
Literally, are you watching The Apprentice?
No, I'm using that as a treat because when I take out my hair, I'm going to be sitting there watching it.
There was an episode where they had to make not an AI, like a virtual reality pop star. And I was like, I cannot wait. This is dark.
When I watch The Apprentice, it makes me feel like all things are well with the world because the girls can't read.
The girls can't read.
The girls
girls can't read.
The girls can't do business.
And I had a meeting today. It was quite important. And every time I was talking to someone about it, I was like, I kept wanting to say, I'm not responsible for the failure of this task. I don't know why. They was like, what are you going to say if they ask you this? And I'm just going to tell them, I'm not responsible for the failure of this task.
This is not my fight.
I was like, maybe because I'm prepared for this because I've watched so much Apprentice that I know. I'm not going to go in there and start, because that's how you get caught. Yeah. I'm going to go in there and say, Lord Sugar, first of all, I did sell 4 things. And yes, the price was bad and they ended up getting refunds. But I actually went out there and I put myself forward. And my other teammates, they didn't even try. And the other thing, Lord Sugar, can I just say it? And he'll be like, I don't want to hear no more. Yeah. Okay, Lord Sugar, just very quickly.
No. Done. Honestly...
I love it.
I can't wait. I literally, it's my treat.
It's the best part of the episode to me. When they come back and they're all sitting there and staring at the table. Right, who wants to start? Lord Sugar, I actually don't think I should be here because the failure of the task was the pricing and I actually did the logo. You guys are so embarrassing!
But mind you, this is day-to-day work. This is like literally like real life work.
Literally day-to-day work. Sometimes I feel bad when it's like a food challenge and it's like you guys made a disgusting sandwich and it's like, Lord Sugar, my job is gyms. Why am I even making a sandwich? I'm not qualified.
I cannot make a sandwich.
You asked me to make cupcakes. Of course they're nasty. I don't cook.
Oh my god.
Lord Sugar, if you invest in me, my business has been a turnover of £1 million.
Look, Lord Sugar, if you invest in me, I'm going to take your money and quadruple it to make money for both of us. Like,
Lord Sugar, I've built everything myself. I'm not like these other people. I'm a self-starter. I work hard and I wake up early. And I promise you, Lord Sugar, you will regret it.
Lord Sugar, I know I put in my business plan that I'm top dog. And if you want a top dog, you need to hang with the doggies. I have the doggies. Like, it makes no sense.
If you invest in me, you will make your money back. I promise you.
Yeah, I promise you. And then they get into the cab like, Lord Sugar's going to regret this.
The number one thing. I think I've gone home too soon. I have so much more to give, and Lord Sugar's gonna miss out on everything I had.
He can't wait to see when my name's in lights. I'm like, bruh, sit down.
All the best to the other girl. I don't think she'll make it to the end, but she'll learn her lesson.
Oh my god, I can't. I honestly, that's why I look forward to at the beginning of the year, like The Apprentice, not Love Island All Stars, which because I was away, I would just be hearing the debriefs on TikTok, and I could not care less.
Honestly, I've not been across it at all.
All I want to do is watch Curtis's heart rate challenge again, because apparently he did some wild one.
I can't unsee the original. I don't want to see this one.
The original one is wild. Imagine like he comes out, starts shaking his arm. No,
those
salsa.
Gold hot pants.
Oh my gosh! And the headpiece. Oh my god! Shake. It's iconic. Absolutely iconic.
Oh my god! And Amy was like, "That's my man," and I was stick with that.
Oh my god!
And
Amy, I'm sorry. Amy's winning. Amy is married with a child.
Go off, Amy.
And hosting the podcast where she's talking about Curtis doing games with Ekin-Su on Love Island.
Amy was too genuine for the show. True. She came in there. She said, "I'm 26. I've never been in love. I really just want to fall in love." And they said, "We're about to clown you on this show." Yeah, and they clowned her. She left and she said, "Okay, I need to do some self-reflection because what the fuck was I doing? Going on Love Island looking for a husband."
Yeah. And
I was coming back here to tell you I loved you.
Oh
and you on drugs. Guys, meanwhile, I feel like it's important to make everyone coffee in the morning. Oh no. You're having a conversation with someone in French and he's speaking Spanish, baby. It's not gonna work.
No. So yeah, speaking of reality TV shows, one show that has captured social media is the Spanish version of Temptation Island called La Isla de las
Oh, I would rather you didn't do this.
Wait.
I would rather you didn't do this.
La Isla.
Yeah, there's no way it's Isla. There's no way it's Isla.
La Isla de las Tentaciones, which means Island of Temptations. Now, if I butchered that Spanish, I'm
sorry.
Put it in the chat. But I'm sorry. No, obrigada. That's thank you. Portuguese. What's sorry? Lo siento. But yes. Por favor. And it's mainly because of one contestant called Montoya. He found his girlfriend. Well, sorry, the premise.
They said here's live footage of her getting railed.
Yeah,
What?
So for context, Temptation Island is about couples who
Getting
go...
railed.
Yeah.
Now, you watching footage of your partner
getting railed.
Getting railed.
But they're couples, they... I don't know why they go... Well, actually, they go on the show to see if their other partner's going to get tempted.
Yeah. And
So
they split them up.
They split them up. So the guys go to one island, the girls go to the other island. And while they're on their respective islands, they bring in singles. And the whole point is every day is to see whether your partner will be tempted. On this occasion, there's this couple called Montoya and Anita. On one day, Montoya was getting a lap dance from one of the singles that were on his island, which he was. And they had filmed it and shown Anita. Anita got pissed off and was like, I
think, again, massive jump.
True. I'm going to go
lap dance to penetration is crazy.
It's crazy. So Anita was like, no, but there's this guy on my island and I'm going to sleep with him. And on Montoya's island, the host was like, oh, one of the guys can actually see live footage of their partner right now. And the guys voted that Montoya can see what his partner was doing live.
Of all the people.
And live footage, and with the live footage, Montoya was able to see Anita in bed with another guy, and they were
literally in the midst of it.
Yeah, going at it. And Montoya decided to break the rule in complete shock and run across the beach with lightning in the background.
They should have probably not put them on that, their villas that close.
No, they shouldn't. Because in front it's like...
Bit silly, isn't
it? Doesn't even feel like... It felt like one island, but just like two houses on either side.
He said, this is what I've trained for.
Exactly. And he sprinted to the other island. And the host was
yelling for him.
Anita.
In the house are like, hey, Anita,
someone's coming for you.
You need to come outside.
No, hurry up.
Your man's outside.
And the host was like, Montoya, por favor. And he kept on running, screaming, shouting.
He said,
no. I mean, the cameraman did.
The cameraman said,
run hard.
Gold.
And people are calling this the most cinematic reality TV moment
he was
ever.
running on the beach.
It did look amazing.
The water is lapping underneath him.
The
There's
lightning.
A storm in the background. At one point, he rips his shirt open.
I mean,
falls to his knees.
I mean, the Spanish.
It's very.
The Spaniards are very passionate.
Yeah, very
over the top.
Latin energy.
Yeah,
very.
I love it.
Romance language energy.
I know. I love it. I absolutely love it. So that has taken over the nation. I want to start learning Spanish, so I really feel like I should watch.
You should.
La Isla de
Here we go again.
Telenoses? Tentaciones. Yeah, I think I need to
speak Spanish like that.
I'm
better than you.
Bruh, do you know what? I was really surprised about how much Spanish I did know, but I realised a lot of the Spanish I knew is from popular culture.
Probably.
Yeah.
I genuinely do think I could get through a conversation on the basis that I've probably heard.
Even the numbers of the uno, dos, tres, cuatro, all of that popular culture, because we were not taught Spanish, we were taught German and French.
Mr. Worldwide for that.
Thank you so much, people.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, people. And J-Lo, anyone
who's ever made Gasolina.
There's a guy on TikTok who translates these songs as this playing, and the lyrics are wild.
Yeah, of course.
Make no sense.
Of course.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, I used to go to Ghana every year, and so I would come back and I would have heard all these high life songs, and I'd be singing them. My uncle would be like, "Do you know what that song's about?"
Oh my god!
It's about I like this girl, but she's too young for me. I'll wait till she's old enough.
Oh!
And I'll be like, okay, it's got nothing to do with me.
Anyway, songs sound good in my head.
Let me sing my song.
Yeah, it's so that really helped. I didn't realise how much Spanish had gone into my popular culture, but I actually need to learn it properly so that I can say that word. Tentaciones. Tentaciones.
Yeah.
It's just it's the shape of your mouth.
No, not mine. Mine is shaped for it.
But I'm looking forward to practicing my Spanish on the pod. So maybe I'll do an opening of it. Hola.
I think Portuguese is harder.
Yeah, Portuguese.
It's like the sounds. I'm like, I don't even know how you would make that sound.
Yeah. Also, the Portuguese from Portugal and Brazilian Portuguese, two different languages. They don't understand each other.
What?
Yeah, that's how crazy it is. So, but yeah.
Should we get into our reviews of the week? This week, we're doing very quick reviews of 2 shows that have come out recently. One is Young, Famous and
African.
And the other one's Wags to Riches.
Yeah.
Should we start with Young, Famous and African?
Let's do it.
Okay, so Young, Famous and African is famously about people who are not young. Like, we've already talked about this on the pod before.
I'm barely famous.
These people are 40.
Yeah, true.
Acting like 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Some of the behaviour, I'm like, you have kids.
Yeah.
You're on here scrapping and doing up, you're a whore, you're this. Huh? But this season, I don't know what was going on with Annie, but this was the first time which I said, this woman is on drugs.
Yeah.
Because what the hell is going on? Or she's mentally ill.
Oh, we found out afterwards.
She should not be on this show.
No.
Anyway, Annie's back. I don't know if you remember this, because I'd forgotten it, but I don't know if they did a recap, but...
A little recap, I think, if I remember.
In the previous series, Annie and
Swanky, yeah.
were two besties. So the 2 Nigerian people on the show.
Pop.
Sure. But in the last series, they'd fallen out because Swanky was like, Annie's been talking about me around the town. Sorry, that was a really bad accent. I'm going to keep doing it. And then Annie was like, I've never done that. Then Swanky said, I heard you on the phone. And then Annie was like, what are you talking about? Play the voice note. Swanky, play it.
Voice notes.
And that drama has somehow spilled into this season. Even though they've forgiven each other, they've moved past it. She's still saying, Swanky has destroyed my whole life. And he won't play the voice note. They're asking my daughter at school about the voice note. Anyway, Swanky's like, I thought we moved past this. Why are you still talking about this goddamn voice note? I already told you it wasn't a voice note. It wasn't a voice note. I heard you on the phone. This is me. Please, you can drag me in the chat. I'm ready for it.
You're technically Nigerian.
Please. Don't let my ancestors hear that.
As someone who's Nigerian, you're welcome.
Thank you. So they're still going back and forth. Meanwhile, Annie, there are new people. And Annie's like, let me take them out. For some reason, this is the one thing about this show. There's one Ghanaian girl, and she's not flying the flag.
Who's the Ghanaian girl again?
The girlie who's like,
Fantana.
I think I might be having a baby for Diamond.
Oh, she's not repping you. She's not repping you. Wow. I thought she was American.
No, because Swanky was like, she is, but she's Ghanaian.
Oh, she's Ghanaian.
And Swanky was like, yeah, to Diamond, oh, you need to go to Ghana and speak to her parents. If you don't tell her, I'll tell them. That's when I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this whole thing about Fantana. It's not giving civilized behaviour, nice girly. She's not a sweet girl.
Yeah.
Not that every Ghanaian person is sweet. Some of them have to be hoes.
Yeah.
Everybody's got hoes somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You're rapping.
Huh? I know you're not talking about me, bitch. Fantana goes to lunch with Annie, and Annie's like, don't trust Swanky. You can't trust Swanky. He can't walk around Lagos anymore. Yeah, because people want to fight him. Yeah. And so obviously Fantana, who's besties with Swanky, was like, okay, cool. Went to Swanky and said, hey, by the way, Annie's saying that you can't go to Lagos. So the next time, of course, the group get together. I don't know why this group get together when Bear and the group don't like each other. They're in the group now. Swanky's like, so what's this about me? I can't go to Lagos? And he's like, this is why I can't go nowhere, because every time I go out, everyone attack me. Sorry, sis, you did put out there that he was a lie, she shouldn't trust him, and that he can't go Lagos because people want to fight him. Yeah. So now he's asked you about it. Why are you crying? Anyway, she leaves. The point where I started to think Annie's on crack is her mannerisms on the phone to Chubaba being like, Chubaba, yeah, innocent, I want to come home. I was like, why? You're an adult. Acting, yeah, everybody is, there's just too much here. Like, I said, does the way she like cranes her neck, there's also very twitchy. I said, oh.
Yeah, she does have that little,
You're an addict.
I don't know. I just thought that was her mannerisms.
Or somebody had said something, obviously, she's been with this guy, this innocent Chubaba, again, a man called Two-Face, and that's your husband.
And it's also called Innocent. Some of that's not even true.
She's been with him since she was 15.
Yeah.
And so there's probably a little bit of like arrested development when she speaks to him, and like maybe that's why the mannerisms were coming up, because she reverts to being a little kid when she speaks to him. Anyway. And he was like, people are trying to destroy our marriage, and what happened? Anyway, she left for a bit, came back at the end, doing up the same shit. I said, I didn't go to your house. You're 40 years old.
Yeah, I knew that something was up. Was when she was at Zari's wedding and was there going, her husband is too young.
She was doing it up.
She was doing the most.
She was doing it up. Someone's invited you to a wedding and you're like, this is actually the venue where I got married. She wants to be me so bad. Jesus. Yeah. Why would you invite her? I don't get it. Fantana's drama was that she is still hooking up with Diamond. That's what I mean about Fantana. Like, you're not even that girl. You're hooking up with a guy who does not respect you and would hook up with a door if he could. You got pregnant now, or potentially. I think that was dragged out. She knew she wasn't pregnant. It was just so they could have a story. Yeah. Turns out she wasn't pregnant. Then Diamond was sad that she wasn't pregnant. Excuse me.
Come on.
Men are scary.
That was actually, it's nuts.
You're not trying to wife this guy, you're not trying to do nothing, but you wanted to have another baby for you.
But just before they were talking about the pregnancy, he was saying that he was sleeping with some other girl.
He had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're beefing Zari's new husband because you got 2 kids with Zari that you apparently haven't seen because you're doing too flirtiness with Zari when you see her husband don't like it. Husband is 23. Or whatever.
Was he 23? Yeah, he was a baby.
Young.
He's the one that's young, not famous, but African.
He is actually young.
Yeah.
He, though, of all of them, probably the most mature.
Is he? Do you know what?
He didn't start no drama.
The one I really like is the Zimbabwean guy.
No, he got in trouble a lot.
He
this
did,
season.
but I felt for him.
His surrogate.
The surrogate. Yeah, they keep on dragging that surrogate storyline, but...
Yeah, and I think it's more so, again, we talked about this when we talked about that season. It's the cultural divide between, like, this idea and, what's her name? Any Edu? I think her name is
Is she new?
Yeah, she's, like, an incredibly famous...
Edu, yeah.
I was gagged to see her, because I was like, that's a Nollywood... Yeah, that's a Nollywood girlie I know.
Oh...
But her getting up in arms because he wants to have a surrogate when she had a surrogate, but she was like, I had to have a surrogate because I can have a kid. It's like, wait, also he can't have kids. He doesn't have a uterus. He can't have a baby. Yeah. Oh, but you could if you just got into a relationship with a woman. Like, I don't know. I feel like everyone's attitude towards this surrogacy is weird.
Yeah.
And it's just to make him a villain because he wants to have a baby, and I feel like people are mistrustful of men wanting to have children. Even though I feel like it's so obvious that this is like a trauma response. Like his family don't speak to him anymore. Yeah. There's no one in his life. He wants to build that. Yeah. Like that would be better to talk to him about that than to tell him he's a weirdo because he wants to have a baby. I think it's better to be like, listen, I don't know if the baby's going to solve. It's going to fill the hole that your sisters and your mum and your dad feel. Like, you do need to resolve whatever that is, right? Yeah. And you need to resolve it anyway if you're going to have a kid.
True.
Because what, you're going to bring a kid into the world that also don't have no family?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you need to figure out what you're going to do.
I didn't like that argument because I felt like she came off very immature. And I actually started to feel really sorry for Lewis. That's the Zimbabwean guy.
Yeah.
Because I just felt like...
Also, he's hot.
He's so hot.
He's single. It's very...
And... question mark. Because that I thought I thought they were alluding. Some of the guys were trying to allude to that. Not the guys. I mean, the people. Like why
him and Swanky. Swanky really doesn't like him.
Yeah,
and I wonder if that's because
interesting.
Tonight was a river in Egypt.
Maybe
they've seen each other. You know that awkward. I was gonna say that awkward moment. You wouldn't know that, but I can imagine an awkward moment like in a club when the lights come up and you're like, oh, you're in the gay club. I'm in the gay club. Because, sorry, a real life story from my real life. There was, basically every guy I knew at uni was on the low.
Oh, really?
Yeah, was crazy. Was DL. And I had a friend who was bi. Yeah. And was openly bi.
Yeah.
And he was, like, friendly with this guy that we knew. And then all of a sudden, the guy would always be like, I just don't like him. He's so weird. I don't like him. He's so weird. Anyway, speak to my friend who's my bi friend. And he was like, yeah, I saw him on Grindr. And I hit him up. And he never responded. And I think that the drama is about he's now trying to discredit me in the group in case I tell the story, so he could be like, I was never on Grindr, I would never be on Grindr, I'm fucking gay. Smash cut 2, we leave uni, and you're at every single Pride March.
So interesting.
Every single guy I knew at uni was like, I'm not gay. One of them was fully in a relationship with a man being like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, I've seen this guy coming out of your room with no shirt on. Like, how stupid do you think you are? And because I'm, progressive, I'm not going to say nothing.
Yeah.
I just assume if I've seen a man come out of your room multiple times, no shirt, no shoes.
Yeah.
It's okay. You don't have to tell us. We know.
Yeah.
Every single guy in your uni.
That's so interesting.
Bar one, and I think it's just a matter of time.
It's been some time since uni.
So I know that there's a little bit of, tension when someone's on the deal, someone else is on the deal. Like, you have info on me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're going to use it, so I'm going to lash out first.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I always felt like Swanky was always the one that was the aggressor versus...
Yeah, he is. That all he wants to fuck him.
Potentially.
Because another thing is, sometimes when you can't get with the person you like, you want to fight them. There's some way that we can be in contact with each other.
Are you talking from personal experience?
I never said anything. Who said that?
Who said that? Oh God. So I mean that's something that was it felt like they were alluding to that, but then also there was the whole surrogate story, and then the fact that he brought a girl to Zari's wedding,
but then he's not talking to that girl. He had this like sit down with bare women who wanted to be surrogates, which again, not a bad idea, but also not good to televise.
No. Yeah, it was.
That was the issue.
Yeah.
I think that was the issue. Like, okay, yeah, it might have felt weird. It would be weird if that wasn't the context. The context was like, true. I'm looking for a wife, so I'm going to speak to 4 girls. Like, you just kind of like, well, it's a bit icky.
Yeah.
And I get Ian's point about like, I don't want to watch women interview to be a womb, essentially, a womb for rent.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens with surrogacy. You have interviews with surrogates.
Yeah, and her argument was like, people do surrogacy because they need the money. I was like, not everyone.
Yeah.
Some people actually genuinely want to help a couple who can't carry a baby for whatever reason.
True.
Also, the other thing is the way they were talking about it started to make me think it's not just rent a womb, that they might be using that person's eggs. At least in his case.
Yeah.
And that story, that is a different thing.
Yeah.
Because then that is different because you're asking someone to give up parental rights to a baby.
Yeah.
I get why you might feel like I don't want to be involved in that.
Yeah.
But actual surrogacy is like, you are just carrying our baby for us.
You're just being a home.
You're not donating any DNA. But I guess, people can have argued that like in carrying a child in your womb, because you're feeding it nutrients and stuff like that, like it will have
some of your DNA.
And your blood will be coursing for it, whatever, who cares. I support surrogacy. If for whatever reason you can't carry a child, I don't think you should be boxed out of that joy just because when there are people out there who are willing to do it. I think it makes people uncomfortable, like sex work makes people uncomfortable, like those are things that you should not put a price on.
Yeah, sure.
But we live in a capitalist society, everything has a price. You can literally get whatever you want for the right amount of money, and that's what's scary.
Yeah. So, I think for me, that argument felt really
aggressive and mean. Yeah, I don't like it either.
And I think you could see the toll it took on Lewis, because towards the end he was like, I don't really get along with this group of people. And
I also think the group always skews towards whoever he's arguing with. Like, I get the impression that they don't really like him, so if he's beefing with anyone, they're like, well, maybe that person's got a point.
Yeah, and that I didn't particularly like it.
And they love Swanky down.
Yeah, and then towards the end he was just like, I don't know if I want to be around these people. So I actually thought he was like done. Like I thought he was actually going to leave towards the end of the show, but he did come up for the last event. I think it was Swanky's event, and then they did all that kumbaya moment.
Yeah, which was great.
It was, because they're going to argue in the next season.
There is, because whatever is the issue between them is not about that thing. It's something else. Oh,
something deeper. No, of course. And I think also the only time I was laughing and I was really like, yes, Lewis, stand up for yourself, was when he was getting at Fantana, because she really tried it. At the beginning they were arguing, and then he was Lewis, like list your 3 was it to naked DJ, tell us Fantana's 3 top songs.
That was mean, guys.
I was mean, but I'm telling you, iconic.
Yeah, but
because he was like, does she have 3
I do feel like songs? He doesn't, with the fact that, but see, this is the thing, I do think he had a leg to stand on with the Swanky thing, because like, you weren't even at the event.
True.
Why are you so mad? But with the Fantana things, like, she doesn't want to date you. Why are you big mad? Like, leave me alone, dude. Yeah. It's given you're obsessed. And now when I see you, I do have to be like, are you obsessed? You're obsessed with me. Because you are kind of low-key obsessed with me.
I'm so obsessed with me.
Literally. What is the couple where the girlie was like, when are we going to get married? And the guy was
proposal.
Like... Yeah.
From last season. That was Naked and... I can't remember what the girl's name is.
I want to say Michaela or Carly or... Carly or... Kaylee or... Kaylee! It's Kaylee.
Yeah, it's Kaylee.
I like her a lot. I like her accent a lot.
Yeah.
I really do.
So it's like
I'm like obsessed with it.
There's something like tonally satisfying about the South African accent.
Really enjoy it. Really enjoy it. Especially when they're mad at each other. I'm like, this is so funny. What are you even talking about? It's so like weirdly like formal. It feels so formal to me.
Oh my god.
When they were like, well, have you moved out? And she was like, yeah, I've packed my stuff. And it's like, I'm like, what's going on? This is really polite. Like, this is the most polite way of moving out of your man's house. Like, I don't live there. Like, what is the point? This is not my house. And then he's like, we obviously don't, you're telling everyone our business. Like, so like...
You're really good at accents. There's a couple of people in my life.
I love the South African accent.
Yeah, there's some people that can just do accents. My sister can like take someone's voice and just do it.
I wish
imitate someone straight away, and she does it so well. Like she can imitate my mum. She's fooled me so many times with my mum. Or she just gets people's accents like celebrities. It's a skill. It's a real skill. And you were doing a good job.
I don't know. Like,
my accents are terrible, so I can't. I'll be insulted.
Which one listeners are like, she's bad. Why are you trying to guess her up? But their whole thing about her being like, are we going to get married, yes or no? And then him trying to make her feel crazy for even asking. It's like, we've been together for like 10 years. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And like, yeah, we live in a house, but it's your house. Like, they were really trying to make... There was a point where I was starting to feel like, yeah, Kaylee's the villain because she's telling everyone butt naked about... It's like, I doubt deeply that she has not mentioned this to this man.
Oh no, 10 years? Especially after the last season, that fake proposal nonsense. To be... The way he embarrassed her...
He's just jarring.
Embarrassed her so much.
I don't get... Like, I don't know. I don't get why... If that was the case, and I was with you, and the one thing I wanted was to, like, let's know if we're doing this for real, and you are doing everything but that, let me go.
Yeah, exactly.
Go. But aren't you happy? Don't I take care of you? And it's like, yeah, I like you, but, like...
I want more. I want commitment.
For how long? Yeah.
I don't know.
I like Kaylee anyway. I want her to be happy. If that's what she wants, then I like it. If she loves it, if she likes it, I love it.
That is my saying, because honestly, it's like, I can't have opinions for every single person.
My favourite is the girlie who was really beefing Annie hard.
Not Zari. The other girl.
No, Zari is a menace.
Yeah, she is. Oh no, she was mean.
She's a scurry. I would not want to cross her.
Is that the girl that was going through some heartbreak?
Her partner had died.
Nadia.
Love Nadia. I love Nadia. I like that she didn't let Annie off when everyone was like, well, Annie's come to say sorry now, guys. Like, no, because she said fucking wild shit. And the craziest thing is, you're not even standing up and saying, yeah, I said the wild shit and I apologise. You're just like, I've been going through stuff, so you have to be nice to me. It's like, I lost a baby. Hello, my partner died.
Yeah. I think...
Do you think I want to be engaging in shit with you? No, I don't.
They flashed a message, a text message, and she was like, no, you've been acting wild off camera. Like, this is not just for the show. It's like,
I like her a lot.
You have been doing crazy stuff off camera too, so like, I'm not going to let you off.
She's pretty sane. Yeah, Zari, the way that she hugs and kisses Diamond in front of her husband is
wild,
crazy. But also, sorry, the idea of me being like in my 40s and a 23-year-old being like, you need to respect me, I'm your husband. Like, you're a child. I've got children older than you.
Yeah, I was kind of worried about that. Like, the way he seemed very controlling. But she also didn't seem like, she was like, yeah, cool, dead, but I'm not, like, gonna listen to you.
Yeah, but she also seemed to enjoy the, like, I love that he's very jealous. Like, I don't know why you want that for your life.
Why do you want that for your life?
Yeah, and also
I didn't realise how old her children were.
Yeah. This is gonna sound crazy, maybe, but I feel like at 23, how do you know? This is a really big decision to make. To, like, marry someone who's got kids, who's got grown-up kids, and be like, this is what I want to do. I don't know what... Like, I'm just thinking about me as a 23-year-old. Like, if I met a man and he was like, by the way, I've got 3 kids... Huh? I'm a baby.
Yeah.
I'm literally a child.
Like, I am the same age as your children.
That's not going to work.
I mean...
Am I cooking meals for... I could barely cook meals for myself.
For a teenager?
I'm cooking meals for me and you and teenagers.
Yeah. But again, you like it, I love it.
You're not my mom.
What? But
I know.
Maybe it's, like, slightly easier when it's the dad instead of the mum. I mean, it's wild either way.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's just it's weird, isn't it?
But was it like 3 boys or 2 boys, and then you have your husband, and who's your 3rd boy? Again, do you boo?
Do you? Boo. We got a couple of cameos from Kanye.
Who?
Kanye.
Oh,
you know, she's in the first
yes,
season.
yeah. Oh, I liked her.
You know, a bit too much bleaching, too much bleaching
God,
cream.
yeah.
No, they need to lay off the bleaching
The
cream
bleaching
in South
cream,
Africa. I don't know what's going on there, but I don't want to see it. Some of these women are colours that are not human.
Oh my gosh.
And then you're seeing their kids and like,
yeah.
The math is not mathing.
Remember that your kids will inherit your original features.
Never forget.
Please.
They're going to get your old nose.
They always will. And what was I going to say? The bleaching cream they need to lay off. The wigs have slightly improved, but they're still horrifying this season.
Oh, horrifying.
Yeah, because I was seeing lace lifted to the heavens. I think Annie was probably one of the worst. But last season, you know what? Last season was bad.
First season was what wig?
They definitely have tried to improve, but it's still not there. Maybe by series 4 we'll get there.
It's like when I went to Ghana,
and it's hot.
I really was like, I'm not taking this wig, right?
Yeah.
It's too hot to have a hair on top of my head.
Yeah.
To be in a hot country laying a wig, it was crazy to me.
I'm sorry, that's braids, but the problem is with braids, it gets old.
That's okay. The braids cost not even £20. You go redo the braids whenever you want.
But it's also the time it takes for me to go and get my glam before I shoot.
There's 14 girlies braiding your hair. You'll be out of here in 2 hours. Like, come on. I've never been to a UK hairdresser where there's been more than one person working on my head.
Yeah.
I've never been to a Ghanaian hairdresser where there's been less than 2 people working on my head. Like, you will be out of here in 3 hours.
That is true.
2 if you're lucky.
That is also true.
If no one else is in there, every single girl in there is going to have her hair in her head.
That's wild.
So, yeah, the wig, I should... Listen, I get it. It's Western culture. You are trying to show everyone that you're rich in South Africa. You need to have a wig, but the wigs. Why can't we just do a bit of natural hair now and then?
Come on,
you know.
I really want to see natural hair. Like, one thing I would say, not to go back to my holiday, but when I was in Brazil.
Here we go.
Oh.
Here we go, girl.
When I was in Brazil, I swear, like, you see black women of all different hairstyles, textures. It was honestly. It made me proud to be black, man.
As you should.
It made me proud to be black. No, you just saw so much variety in hairstyles. Especially in your hot country. I barely saw anyone with lace wig.
Why would you wear a lace wig in a hot fucking country?
Barely.
Barely wear a ponytail.
I would see women in braids, cornrows, natural hair, wash and goes, like, twists. Like, just variety.
Get this hair up out my face.
Variety.
And
like,
off my back.
Honestly. Okay, I'm done talking about my holiday.
Is there anything else you want to say about Young, Famous and Black? African. God.
I mean, they are black.
And they are black. Well, Kelly's not.
Oh yeah, sorry, she's not. I will say that this season, I'll be honest, was great background TV.
Yeah, so I agree.
It was great background TV. I do feel that they need, for the next season, because I assume it will probably be renewed, they need to get more drama and new drama, because I feel like I'm tired of hearing about the voicemail, the voice call between Swanky and Annie. You know, listen to the voice note. I don't care.
Where is the voice note?
Swanky. Like, I don't care anymore. I think basically there's been some big news that came out right after the series ended with Annie and Two-Face, and
which is that they're divorcing.
They're divorcing, so that needs to be filmed. And
I think to bag and he left.
Exactly, and I think that will add.
It won't be filmed because they're in Nigeria. They only film in South Africa.
They'll get cameras up there.
They won't.
You don't think?
No, she'll have to come back.
Oh yeah, because every time she goes to Nigeria, they don't
film her.
Why do they? Oh, maybe there's restrictions.
Well, it's the precinct. The precinct is South Africa. We follow you guys to all of your houses.
Yeah.
Then it becomes a reality TV show about you. No, the whole point is the group. No, okay. And if you're not going to mix in the group, then you're out.
Either way, they will probably capture some footage, even if they rip it off social media, of him talking about, it's not a scam or it's not a hack. Because I think when he announced the divorce, people thought it was a hacked job on his account, on his social media, and he said no, it's not. So I think they will get some of that drama, and I think that will help with rejuvenising what the premise of the show is. I think we talked about this with some other reality shows. I am tired of seeing black people argue and fight.
Yep.
And that happened quite a bit on the show, and it got to the point where I was like, I'm tired of watching this, but again, it was quite fleeting, so it will finish and then it will get back to normal. So yeah, I just feel like next season we need brand new drama or brand new storylines, and then the new people, like when you bring them into the show, I don't know, maybe the new people, I can't remember any of them. They didn't feel like they had as much impact.
That wasn't really. It was just Inni.
Is it just Inni?
And Zari's husband.
Oh, is that it? Okay,
Yeah.
maybe that was fine then. Maybe that was
and that girlie
that
who is now going to be beefing Zari in the next
actually
season.
that was a funny scene where she went to Daimo trying to chat her up, and then she invited Pantana. Okay, I take it back.
Yeah.
The new people.
And then she tried to dash a drink in Zari's face, and then Zari left with her husband. And everyone was like, "That was really low."
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys are talking about people's husbands, wives, children, marriages, and I'm throwing a drink, and that's low.
Yeah. Okay, so I take it back. New people. They brought some stuff. Lewis, I would love to see him in next season, but I don't know if he will.
Just put Lewis on a spin-off show where he finds love.
Exactly. Yeah,
That's
exactly. Put him on Put him on Perfect Match. Like.
Put him on a Love Island, but he's the guy and there's like 17 other girls.
That's called Bachelor.
Yeah.
But Bachelor South Africa.
100%.
Or Bachelor Zimbabwe. Yeah.
He's not from Zimbabwe, is he?
I thought he was definitely from East. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I would like to see. Just refresh storylines. Less fighting. Cause I don't see black people fight on TV.
I don't see black women fight. Like, you guys are big grown up, big mamas.
Oh yeah.
Throwing shit, calling people harlots and sluts.
We're gonna talk about that in the next show, but
like, come on.
Yeah. So yeah, generally it was okay.
Yeah. Should we talk about Wags to Riches?
Yeah. Speaking of girls shouting and fighting and throwing stuff at each other.
If you love Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Love and Hip Hop Miami, or Love and Hip Hop LA, you're gonna love Wags to Riches. If you love seeing people who've already tried to do a Netflix reality series but it flopped and now they're back pretending that never happened, you're gonna love Wags to Riches.
Yep.
Why is... What's her name? Sheree?
I think Sherelle. Wait, 1 minute.
Sherelle. It is Sherelle.
Yeah.
Sherelle acted like we didn't know her from Selling Miami.
Selling Tampa.
Selling Tampa. She thought we didn't know.
Yeah, but I don't know if she was allowed to talk about it.
She said, and now dating Ocho Cinco, so I'm a different person. First of all, Ocho Cinco is from Basketball Wives.
Yeah, and
so what the guys were fighting about that guy?
Bruh. I thought also she was dating him on Selling Tampa.
Maybe she was.
I thought she was anyway. Sherelle.
I slid in his DMs. I was trying to hook up, but now we're together. He got 15 kids. It was such a weird show because it's the juxtaposition between people who clearly have money, but who are living, and apologies if this offends you, but ratchet lifestyles.
Yeah, of course.
Like, you telling me you're dating a man who's got 10 kids and you've got 8.
Make it make sense.
If you lived on an estate, this would be a documentary.
Oh yeah, 100%.
About Benefit Britain.
Yeah, 18 kids and counting, basically.
But because you're a real estate agent and he used to play football, it's fine.
Yeah.
A prenup where you asked him to not cheat on you and he said, I'm going to go.
That scene was wild. Also, the one that they were doing it in the club, fake. I was like,
I said everything about this show is so fake. Staged. It doesn't even read real. Like,
so it feels like it's inspired by Wags. So it was a show on E about the wives and girlfriends of sports players, which was executed, according to the girlies, a lot better than this show.
Oh.
Yeah. My general thoughts, and it's just like overall thoughts, was I like watching Love and Hip Hop, and I like watching Love and Hip Hop. I do, and I've even.
When I'm sad, I would just watch fights.
You do.
Love and Hip Hop.
You do. I haven't watched Love and Hip Hop in a long time, but I enjoyed it when I did. I love watching Real Housewives. I go to certain platforms for those type of shows. Bravo, Hey You, like those places I know can do these shows and do it well, and that is the space that it lives in. When I was watching Wags to Riches, I'll be perfectly honest, I was like, on Netflix?
On Netflix?
It just felt a bit out of place, but maybe that's just a personal preference, where I don't go to Netflix to watch this type of show. But again, Netflix is trying to expand their programming offering. So they will have shows like Young, Famous and African. They will have shows like Wags to Riches. They'll have shows like Selling Sunset. But my general thought about this show was it just felt out of place from a Netflix perspective, and I think it was also very clear in the way it was executed, because it was like taking all the tropes of the shows that we have loved, but the characters were not they weren't giving. I don't feel like I got to know them very well. There was too many of them to begin with.
All sort of replaceable with each other.
Yeah. Different games, same fonts, basically.
Yeah, I also think, like, again, not to get on my fucking Kendrick Lamar pedestal, but, you know, that's my role on this podcast. I'm gonna get philosophical. I'm gonna get fucking social theory about it. Why not renew Selling Tampa, which was about a bunch of black women? Yes, it was messy, but who were actually doing a job.
Yes.
To make a show about a bunch of black women whose whole claim to fame is that they are married to someone else who's famous. And I know the stress of the show is trying to say, but they've got their own businesses. But they're Chirons underneath, when they're introduced, it's all Ocho Cinco's girlfriend, blah blah's wife, blah blah's girlfriend, blah blah's wife. You are reducing these women, even if they are coming out here being like, but I have a real estate license, to the fact that they managed to date someone famous. That is what you're reducing them to. And there's something about that's like, I'm sorry, this is not more enjoyable to me than watching these women who, are messy, but also, are they going to sell the house?
Yeah. That was my biggest gripe when I was
Whereas
watching
what was the narrative of this series? There wasn't really one. It was a bunch of women getting pregnant, like the most fertile women on the planet as well.
Busting out babies.
Fighting amongst themselves. One of the dramas is, this woman had revenge porn leaked about her, so she's a hoe.
Yeah.
This is amongst other women, incredibly reductive.
Yeah.
The other one is, this woman who's famously anti-black was anti-black again. Who would have thought? The other one is, Sherelle's husband, they're getting married, but their marriage has been going on for, like, this engagement's been going on for a long time. Time to see the prenup. He won't sign if there's a clause for cheating. Sorry?
Yeah.
If I was a serious businesswoman, which I am.
You are.
And they was making a reality TV show and I was on it, you best believe you're not gonna get any footage of me looking like a fucking clown.
Yeah.
Because who's gonna buy a house from me?
Yeah.
If I'm on TV asking my partner to agree to not cheat on me, and he's saying, that doesn't make sense to me.
It's actually kind of wild.
I don't think I'll be signing that. This feels like a trap.
That is wild. It's wild thinking about it.
The trap is clearly, I'm in the trap, because what do you mean this feels like a trap? So he was planning to cheat on me.
Yeah.
That whole conversation about, I should have a stake in the podcast. You don't do nothing for the podcast. You won't be getting anything in the podcast. Is this what conversations are like when you're rich? Because again, we keep presenting this version of black richness as you're still doing ratchet rats stuff, but you've got money now.
But in a nice outfit and in a nice house, it doesn't make a difference.
Because the whole drama with the girlie who, so there was a woman on there who had a sex tape leaked by 50 Cent because he was beefing her husband, right? You are collateral damage in a beef.
Yeah.
50 Cent will pay for his crimes, because I actually think that's crazy that happened. I've not heard a damn thing, and this guy's still acting like he's America's sweetheart.
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
Trying to be like, we need to get Diddy. What you did to this woman was out of line. Yeah. So you can get back at her husband. Stop using other people for your dramas. Anyway, that happened to her. She got the money. She spent the money. Sherelle's like, we can't have women like her around. She's classless. It's going to really affect, like, listen, we have a reputation, we've got to have someone like her around. I mean, if she was a serious woman, if she had class, she wouldn't have spent the money. She would have spent the money on starting a business, instead of, like, buying clothes and shoes. Excuse me?
But she did have a business, selling clothes.
What the fuck has that got to do with you, what I spend my money on?
Yeah.
If I get hit by a car tomorrow, and I spend the money on a holiday, has that got anything to do with you? Yeah. You're going to tell me I'm classless because I spent my compensation money on something that I want to spend it on. Bear in mind, you've got 8 kids. I don't have 8 kids. There are not 8 men who are calling me, asking me for, have you received your child support? Yeah. And I apologise because there is also something reductive in me saying, like, as a woman, what your self-worth is either indicated by whether or not you have revenge porn leaked by you or whether you've got 8 baby daddies. Yeah. But I just don't think I don't think people in glass houses should be throwing stones.
No, not at all.
All of you guys are working class women who've done good, right? Which means you come from working class backgrounds, which means you bring with you things from that lifestyle. Mm-hmm. You're going to be bringing baggage with you. You're going to have made your millions in ways maybe that are not the most traditional. Yeah. Who's one of you to call the other person classless? Meanwhile, your husband wants to cheat on you.
Yeah, that was wild.
That's what you should be worried about.
Yeah,
don't be worried about me and what I did in my house. Because last time I checked, you're not my man.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And that really bothered me. And after that, I was like, Sherelle's a bully. Sherelle's the villain of this season.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, the villain is just Jules. Oh, it's Yes Jules, sorry. The villain will be Yes Jules. She's white and she's kind of racist. And I was like,
yeah.
She was like an easy villain for sure.
Oh, she was, because she just created an
And it's very rare
it.
that you're watching a show where they make someone like Yes Jules a villain, because Yes Jules' whole thing is that, like, sorry, her whole thing is that she's a white woman in a black world.
Yeah.
And that is her social currency.
Yeah.
And I don't believe for a second that these women were ever friends with her. I think she was cast in the show as with the other women.
Mm-hmm.
And the minute that incident happened at the bar, which, again, Sherelle, once again, at the centre of it, someone's called you and said that they've had an abortion that day.
Yeah.
Then they sit next to you like, you're going to have another baby?
That was wild. If that's happened, which I do actually believe her,
I believe it.
Because she wouldn't have reacted the way she...
I believe it.
I mean, there's other background things, but the way that she reacted in that intensity had to be something that triggered
her face was... She looked very heartbroken for a question that's... In the moment, before we knew what happened, in the moment when she said that, I was like, oh, it seems like maybe she's had problems having kids in the past. Okay. That's the way I read it. Because I was like, something about the way she said that gave like, oh, you know, I've struggled with this thing. For Sherelle to do that and then be like, I didn't remember that you told me that you had an abortion that day.
No, come on. Go. Be for real.
For that to work, I have to be calling you every other day telling you I have an abortion for you to not remember what day it is. I don't think that is an excuse to start punching up some girl in the club. I also don't think that's an excuse to lose a fight against a girl that you started punching in the club. But that is what it is, right? I think Yes Jules is absolutely problematic. That her even started being like, well, you know, I used to work for Kanye.
Done.
Immediately in my head, I was like, so it's alright. Yeah. Kanye doesn't famously bring sane people around him. So if Kanye is co-signing you, you're the problem. But I do think the group telling her they're back on her felt quite mean, or at least it read mean. And I also think the stuff about the abortion was really cruel. And they were trying to set her up as the villain. But I honestly think what Sherelle did to her was worse. And she fought that girlie, but that girlie came in there trying to fight.
True.
So what am I supposed to do? Obviously what she was supposed to do was, when that girlie said, are you racist, be like, I know why you would think that. Obviously I've done some stuff in the past that you know I regret and I'm sorry for, but that's not who I am. And ask any one of my friends here, like, I'm not that person. And like, you know, when you're a kid, sometimes you do stuff you think is edgy, you think is cool. I'm not that person. I've done a lot of work to not be that person, and like, I hope you give me a chance, but I completely understand if you can't. That's what you're supposed to say. I don't understand why people find it so hard.
But there's alcohol involved, cameras, and everyone wants a moment, and she gave them a moment. I don't think that alcohol would have done it, because the first thing out of her mouth was like, and what do you do for the culture? That's a person who's sick of people saying to her, you're racist, and already has something in the in the chamber ready to go. What do you mean asking me what do I do for the culture? I am the culture. I am the culture. So what do you do for the culture? And that's what kind of led to the fight. And do I think that girl should have whooped her ass as much as she did? Yeah. I think, again, two things can be the same. Two things can be true. What Sherelle did as a trigger was not right, but what Yes Jules did and how she responded, she deserved it. She deserves the response. Don't ever start a fight you can't finish. No. Just don't do it. Because it's embarrassing. You put your hands in that girl's face and then she literally had you by the hair, punching your head. Yeah. And they filmed it on camera. It's on screen now, forever. I mean, that's the way that fight was. It's just like, where's the security, man? Where's the They wanted them to fight. I know, but where's the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta security guards? Cause everyone always got a couple of licks in. True, but just before the they got just a couple of. Jocelyn always got a couple of licks in. No one could ever take away that reunion. The one with something with Medicis and Yandy. No, not Medicis and Yandy's. The one where she was on cocaine. Jocelyn Hernandez. No one can take away that moment, that reunion. Because the security were running around trying to follow her, but she was getting her licks in.
So my favorite
all round
reunion moment is when Cardi B was like to that girl who was from London. He was like, I didn't have a problem with Cardi, and the girl was like, you've been not liking me, you never liked me. What was the reason? What was the reason? What was the reason, bitch? What was the reason? Yeah, she was absolutely fantastic on that show.
Oh, she was. Yeah, she gave
stellar performance on that show, and all of the people on that show are waiting for their Cardi B moment. It's not gonna happen.
No.
Carly Red, you've been on the show for 8 seasons.
Oh my gosh,
it's
Carly
not gonna
Red.
happen.
No,
Cardi B was on that show for 2 seasons max.
And done. But my favorite reunion will always be Love and Hip Hop with Jocelyn Hernandez, and when that guy he went out with. Oh my god, what was Jocelyn Hernandez's boyfriend called? Stevie J's ex-wife. The guy that went out with her, and he was on the phone, and he was like, "Cocaine is one hell of a drug." That I use that line way too regularly.
Yeah, that's a line from what's that guy's name?
It's probably a film, isn't it?
No. Oh, what's his name? Rick James.
Oh right, yeah.
The Rick James did like a thing with
the musician.
Yeah, he with that guy who's now cancelled now, the black comedian. He had a show.
No.
There's something Dave Chappelle used to do a bit on his show called like Hollywood Stories, and he did one about Rick James. And it would be Rick James talking about how when he was in the 80s, one time he had this person. No, it was Charlie Murphy telling stories about Rick James, and then they would cut to Rick James in the present. He'd be like, "Cocaine's a hell of a drug."
Oh, is that where it's from?
That's what it's from.
Oh my gosh, I've always thought it was from that guy, Stevie J's ex-wife's boyfriend. Again, names I cannot remember, but yeah, I've used that anytime I see someone. Mimi's boyfriend. And they were doing that.
Which one did they do the sex dream?
Yeah, with the shower pole, and they trying to get a deal with the.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then it turned out that
they
she leaked it the whole time.
Yeah.
That was a gag, honey.
That was so bad.
That was a gag.
So bad, but iconic. But really, every time I see...
And you know Mimi is Nigerian. Her name is Ore Mimi also. Ore Mimi, like her full name is... Cause one of her friends said her full name when they were like, seriously, is this what you're doing about the sex tape? And I said... Is this what you guys are doing out here?
No!
You Nigerians go to America to get out sex tapes, yeah.
Niger girl. Yeah.
My favourite scene from all of Love and Hip Hop is when Jocelyn beat Stevie J and Mimi sitting in the chair. The three of them are at couples counselling.
Yeah.
And Mimi's like, Stevie's in the house with me. And then Jocelyn's like, well, you're in the house with her. And then before Stevie can even start speaking, she's bang, bang, bang.
Gosh.
All of security are running in trying to get her off Stevie J. She's crying, she's screaming, she's trying to get Stevie. Mimi's just in the chair. Moving out of the way so she can get him. God. And then her talking head is like, get his ass, get him for me. Yeah. It's so good. And then also there's another time, Jocelyn stayed on that when he invited Jocelyn and Mimi to this party, not to this like rooftop.
Yeah.
And Jocelyn and Mimi are kind of cool at this point, and he's like to Jocelyn. Jocelyn thinks he's gonna propose, and he's got 2 rings, one for Mimi, one for her.
Oh my god, I remember that. I remember
she beats him up in the elevator.
Yeah, I'm sorry, he deserved it.
And then Mimi's just laughing and drinking that glass.
Yeah, he deserved it.
Do clown shit. As Monique says, the clown comes back to
exactly. I do remember also the maid. Jocelyn calling me
Hi Molly the maid. So you got your maid outfit on like you always do.
Bruh, again, some of these lines have...
Also, she ran a cleaning company. I didn't realise. So it was like a double...
entendre, yeah. Some of those lines have seeped into my daily vernacular.
And then when Jocelyn says... One time Jocelyn has a meeting with Stevie's older children. And they're talking and they're like, yeah, you know, the way you are with my dad, like, we just don't... Like, the relationship's toxic, whatever. They're going back and forth and like, we're done with you being with him, you're not a good person. And they're just like, you know you can't beat me, right? Because the guy was like, yeah, if I hear you're with my dad again, I'm going to whip your house. And she was like, you know you can't beat me.
Jocelyn.
She is great TV.
Gold.
And then when she says to Tommy, sorry, one last one. Tommy and her are going back and forth, and Tommy's like, you called the police on me, that's why I had to go to jail. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about, I never called the police on you, but you know what, because you said that to me, I'm gonna call the police on you. See you in jail, bitch. The way that she speaks, like how quickly she speaks, her accent, like it's just everything she says is a soundbite. See you in jail, bitch. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with her. She's so problematic though. Like she's actually scary. Like, you know, if you met her in person, she would slap you.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. 100%. I feel like it's her.
Azealia Banks.
Yep. Yeah.
Just girlies that like you stand, but that you know that they would not stand you.
Exactly. Just one wrong move is bye-bye forever. Honestly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, going back to Wags to Riches. Apart from that fight, there was no other like big moment.
No.
The fight and the prenup conversation.
Yeah, and there was also like a Mother's Day thing where the girlies were like, why is this girlie here at the Mother's Day thing? And then they were like, we heard, do you know the story about, oh, you guys got a suite, and then one of the girlies wanted to film a show, and you wouldn't let her in the suite, and it was freezing cold, and it's like, okay, but she was filming a show, so why didn't the show get her a suite?
Yeah.
Also, again, I hate to say this, you guys are really big girls. Like, I'm trying to put this in context. I am a woman in her 30s, right?
Are you?
I have a group of friends. You'd be surprised to hear this. I actually have a group of friends. If one of my friends came to me and told me a story about someone else, I'd be like, oh, is it? That is the extent of involvement I would have. What I wouldn't do is if that girlie then came to the party, I'm going up to her being like, apparently you're a fake bitch. I don't care about this.
To your point, when you're in your 30s, you could not care less. Like, you are like, I'm going to pick my battles, and this is not a battle.
If you don't care,
I don't
why
care.
should I care?
Yeah.
And the worst thing is you're telling me a story that you wasn't even there for. And then I'm going to get on my high horse and make it a personal issue for me.
I think that's the issue I have with a lot of Series 1 reality shows this time, recently. Because it's so hard to set the groundwork and the premise of each of the storylines, each of the characters, and then try to introduce some of the drama. I had this issue when I watched Selling the City earlier this year, where there was so much backstage drama or things that happened pre the show filming that I was like, I'm losing track and I don't care. Like, you're talking about a beef that happened 3 years ago before we even knew who you were.
There's some people that I don't care about.
Exactly. Like, you are not even on the show. So why should I care?
Honestly, it's sloppy storytelling.
Yeah.
Like, the best thing about, and this is why I mentioned Selling Tampa, the drama is generated in show.
Yeah.
This show has no storyline, so all the drama is stuff that you were like, okay, like the thing I mentioned, the girlie who had her revenge porn leaked.
Yeah.
That happened off the show.
Yeah.
To people that are not on the show.
Yeah.
This incident with the suite happened off the show.
Yeah.
To two people who weren't involved in the beef. The Guest Jules stuff even happened off the show. Those are the only beefs that we had.
Yeah.
Everything that actually started drama happened off screen, and then they clearly encouraged the girls to be like, I want you to take personally something that never happened to you. Can you do that? And Sherelle said, yeah, absolutely, because I want to be famous. Because that's my read of her now.
Honestly.
You just want to be famous. You don't want to sell their houses.
She tries to do an apology tour after the show. Like, no, I'm not the villain. But, like, the proof is in the pudding.
Apparently she's not even with that guy no more.
No, they broke up. Because they were technically supposed to get married this month.
Like, this, again, well, I said, you do clown shit, the clown stuff comes back to light. That's what, your focus on the show should have been, how am I going to get married to this guy?
Yeah, you could have had your whole storyline could have been
the prenup could have been the whole thing.
Yeah, it could be prenup and I'm planning for the wedding.
Yeah.
And then you end with like, oh no, we decided not to.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
No.
And for that reason, yeah, it felt very Love and Hip Hop, but without the, like, because the other thing about Love and Hip Hop is people have dated each other. Yeah. There is also there's always a music drama. Oh, I want to make a single with blah blah, but they won't, and they made a single with someone else. And like, there is something that makes it relevant to the show. They were almost, it also felt like they were trying to at one point introduce this idea that like, because one person's husband wasn't playing football anymore, that was drama. And it's like, I don't know anything about football, and I didn't watch this show to learn about football. Yeah. Every time they had a scene with the husbands, I was like, wow, these men couldn't not want to be here more.
Yeah. Couldn't
not want to be here more.
But that was grinding my gears to the point you mentioned earlier, that this show is just hooked on the idea that they're just wives and girlfriends of sports stars. like they have no identity apart
They're
from
not
their
even
men.
particularly charismatic sports
No.
stars. So they're not on the show and they're like, hey, it's me. Like,
The only show where I actually like the husbands being on the show is a show called Married to Medicine. Atlanta. I watched the Atlanta version. I think there was a New York version. And I love the show because it's actually about the women, and the women are the ones that are the doctors, and their husbands are also doctors as well. So you get to see these women in an environment where they are working. They're not necessarily working together, but they're all working in the same industry, and you get to learn about like how it is to be a gynecologist or how it is to be a dentist, and then their husbands are also in the similar industry, and then of course they have the drama. The men have the drama as well within themselves, and the women have the drama within themselves. And sometimes there's an interplay with the relationship, the drama. But that is when it's interesting, and the men are funny, and like when they all hang out, it adds a bit of like lightness to the show. But the focus is still the women, and you care about it. Whereas this one, I couldn't care about it.
It needs support. It needs something to tie it together. And every episode felt like it was bringing these women together for some random ass reason. There was no rhyme or reason to it. The friendships I didn't buy. The personalities were all exactly the same. No room for like natural conflict where there would be with people who were like just different in cash. Like I would say my group of friends are more entertaining than this, and we don't have beef like that. So like, just I think it's a casting issue. Maybe in the 100%. Second season they'll cast some other people.
I don't think this is I don't think this needs to come back for a second season. I really don't. We've got enough shows on different networks and platforms that do this premise and does it a lot better. I feel we have Housewives, we have Married to Medicine, we have Love and Hip Hop, we have Basketball Wives, we have all of this in our arsenal that we can watch. I don't need to go to Netflix to see this. And I just think it was executed quite sloppily. The cast is not interesting. The show is quite forgettable, and the premise is quite archival, like
archaic. Oh dear, she was so close to going a whole episode.
The cast is quite archaic. Like the premise is quite archaic. Like I don't care about these women because of who they're married to. I don't like these sports anyway. Like you try to watch a game of football, like bruh.
And they're like, I decided to start a charity for mums. I decided to start a business for like mummies. Like, it's like these are the businesses of women that don't need to start businesses. Like it's just given. My husband earns a lot of money, and so that I'm not sitting in the house all day, he said I can go do a thing, and that's why I make cakes.
If you love cake, I love cake for you too. But like, to me, we didn't need this show. No one was asking for this show. Maybe this is a gap in Netflix's programming.
I think it's Netflix saying this is what we think of black people. This is what you guys want, don't you? Top Boy and fucking Love and Hip Hop. You guys are dumb as shit. Animals!
I can't.
I'd rather you put on 18 more seasons of Supercell than this. No. I'd rather watch that. At least there's a story to it.
It's true. Bring back Selling Tampa. Like, I'm sorry.
Literally
if anything, this show has told us that we miss Selling Tampa. I want also Netflix to bring a show like Harlem or Insecure, like their equivalent. I would happily watch that.
I want Netflix to make a show, make a reality show set in the UK with black women. Do something else. No one else has got that. Everyone's got their American black women shouting at each other at a dinner party. Let's do something different.
Yeah, let's do the UK or let's do another country. Like I'm down.
What was the thing that they made for? Do you remember that Channel 4 Black and Black to Front? I think is what it was
that
called.
whole set.
They made like a young African.
I watched it. It was called.
I liked that. Whatever the one pilot episode of it was, because they were like black British people, young, actually young black British people who were like doing quite well for themselves.
Yeah, it was called. It's gonna bug me. She was on the show.
Tony Tone.
Yeah, she was on that show. High Life. It was called High Life. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a great show.
Buy the format from Channel 4 and make it. Because
it was so interesting. It gave... Everyone had their own lives. They had... Like, it was a premise behind it.
Yeah, one of the girls was a makeup artist.
Yes.
Or hairdresser.
Yeah.
The other guy he made a music producer.
Yeah. There was one guy who did watches.
musician. Yeah, the guy who did jewellery. Yeah. Like...
Yeah, and it had levels to it, and it showed a positive light to Black British people who are just living their lives.
Yeah.
And they're
thriving.
Yeah. So anyway, I have no other words for this show.
Neither do I. I kind of wish I hadn't seen it, to be honest.
Same. Do you want to rank firstly young, famous and African?
3
out of 5.
Like it, I was just mid.
I would give it probably 2.5.
Wow.
It was so background that it was forgettable. Like, that's how I felt with this season.
We'll give it Wax then.
1.
Oh, I'm gonna give it 2. So yeah, that makes sense. We've just gone down.
Yeah, I didn't.
Wax is definitely worse than.
Yeah. We're still at the beginning of the year, so I can't rank it as the worst show so far.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, so worst show of the year, but it's definitely up there or down there with the worst so far.
Yeah, I do think I lost brain cells, but I will also admit, breeze through the episodes.
True.
You know, so that's the thing about those shows. They're so nothing.
Yeah.
That you could just, like you said, have them on in the background, do your work.
Things, yeah.
Like, the most interesting thing will happen 5 minutes before the end. Like, they think they're so smart in the way that they structure the episodes. It's like, you're not.
No, we grew up on Made in Chelsea. We know how it works.
Yeah, the most interesting thing's going to happen in the final 5 minutes, so I come back and watch next week's 40 minutes of garbage and then 5 minutes of interesting stuff. Or if you make the mistake of just watching the trailer for next week, that's the most interesting thing.
Again, we grew up on Made in Chelsea. That is how they reeled us in for years.
Until I realised, do you know what? I actually don't need to watch the episodes. I could just watch the, like, next episode thing.
The next up next, yeah.
And know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So...
I can't believe that show's still running.
I know, with people that I wouldn't even recognise if you put them...
Exactly.
If you paid me to.
Yeah.
Next week, we will be talking about Love is Blind.
We will, because it's coming back.
Oh. I know you guys are probably thinking, did you guys say anything about Love is Blind? We did say that. But as you know, you guys want to hear about it from us. So what are we supposed to do? Ignore you?
Honestly, you guys watch when it's on.
And also, you're lucky we're not out here reviewing every single franchise of Love is Blind. You know, they'd be doing Germany, they'd be doing Argentina, they'd be Mexico, and I don't know.
My favourite one that's outside of the UK has been Brazil, actually. Brazil does, like, I think the best ones. What other countries have done a good one? Germany was a flop.
Apparently it was,
I
didn't even watch it, I just watched videos about it.
I didn't watch the end of it. It was so terrible. And then what other ones have been really good? I skipped Argentina. Of course the UK. Sorry,
UK was good.
UK was good.
Oh, I saw a picture.
Sweden was like meh.
Lovely Vanaya and the girlie, and they're still together, and they were on the red carpet, and their outfits couldn't be more different. And I said, "Wow, we stand a mismatched family." Honestly, I just want them to show us a little baby.
Yeah.
Show us just one little baby.
I saw the videos of them on holiday.
You guys.
We were girls out there.
The biggest lesson we learned is if a man tells you he's homeless, double check. Double check what he means by homeless. You mean you have several homes, but you don't live in them?
Yeah.
Or you mean homeless like you need a penny?
Yeah.
Because that man suddenly has a lot of money.
Oh, he does, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't he more like a nomad?
Yeah, he wasn't. He said he was homeless, and I know for a fact I would have been like, okay,
because that would be the end of the conversation.
I can't have a man stay in my house. That doesn't make sense.
That was the end of the convo for me.
No, she's stronger than me.
Yeah,
because I know I would have had to leave that room several times.
He was completely. He's well off. That's what he forgot to mention.
But he looks good as well.
He was good.
He looks good. No, post the show he looks good as well.
No, he looks happy. I'll pay for him to cut the hair though.
Oh yeah, stop being so boring.
I'm so sorry, him with short hair. Wow.
Shoshana's type is literally scary to me.
What do you mean scary?
Like,
I hate
the kind of people you
I hate that you think you know my type.
Make me want to puke.
I'm so sorry. I'll give you variety.
I'm scared because one day Shoshana is gonna bring some guy and be like, "This is my husband," and I'm gonna have to literally do the best acting I've ever done in my life. Be like, "Oh my god." Oh my god, Shoshana, wow, he's so handsome.
Wait, if you do that voice, I'm going to absolutely know what you think.
Shoshana, wow, you did it.
Oh my gosh.
Constantly raising the bar.
Oh my god, the fact that her tone has gone several octaves up and she's talking like this, and she's been kind to me. I
then
know.
I'll be texting one of my other friends in the group chat, being like, "What the fuck?"
I'm sorry. What do you think I'm gonna bring? An ogre?
I just know you're gonna bring someone on. Well, this is the thing. I've had to accept. All my friends want to date guys that are like. My friends are 10s and these guys are 2s.
Excuse me. Who's friends? Who's friends?
Let's see if you prove me wrong. But having swiped on a dating app with you, I said, oh. Oh my God.
When we did the little mini exercise, we realised our types do not overlap.
No.
At all.
Shoshana wants uggos.
Excuse me?
Shoshana wants uggos.
No, I just want normal, okay? Because every time what's funny is like a guy will come up, I would be like, oh, interesting. Money would be like, and then on the flip, Money will be like, oh, he looks good. And I'll be like, swipe left. Immediately.
I honestly think our friendship has been able to sustain for as long as it has because we don't like the same guys. Yeah. As a group, we don't like the same guys.
Which is crazy. But actually, yeah, it just works.
Why should... I think it's weird when people are like, when we all date someone who looks exactly the same. Like, no, I don't reach to my husband when I go to the bathroom and now you guys are in love. That's crazy. That would really upset me.
No, I think we've all benefited from having very different types. And I think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But, like, just know, like, me and my husband in our car ride home, he'll be like, why is Shoshana dating that thong?
No, it'll be a 10 out of 10.
And I'll be like, look, babe, I told you, all of them, they don't listen.
But if you picked out my guy...
Thumbs all around.
No, but if you could pick my guy for me, but you will pick someone
weirdo. More. No, I wouldn't. Now that I know that you like uggos, I'll just pick the best looking of the uggos. One question,
who's the uggo? Who's the uggo? Let's get off the pod. Like, let's get off. Because you can tell me which uggos you're claiming.
Shoshana just likes the most safe, square-looking guys. Like, you're looking at them, you're like, this man has a library card.
What? I'm so sorry. Is that a problem? I have a library card and I'm proud of my library card.
Exactly. So that's all you need to know about
There is nothing wrong
with them. They're matching library cards and they're going to get framed in their house.
Yeah, because the girls don't read, but I do.
Me personally, I know how to read. I don't need to frequent the library anymore because
you've got a library in your own house.
Exactly. Meanwhile, you guys are like, oh, we love to read. The library card has not been used in years.
No, I use mine frequently. I swipe mine often. I'm so sorry if my man looks great.
My man looks like an accountant.
What is wrong with that? He's bringing in the bacon and he knows how to manage the finances of the house.
He doesn't need to look like an accountant though, does he?
No, I would dress him well, don't worry.
The dressing, I'm scared.
Fam, let's get off this pod.
The dressing, I'm
because
scared.
she's dragging an imaginary man that doesn't exist. She's dragging him already. Like, what the heck?
Whereas I know my husband's gonna be stylish.
Well, I know your one will be some kind of caveman.
Excuse me? My husband's gonna be suited and booted top to bottom, honey.
He will look like Benaya.
Yeah, and he was suited and booted. I'll show you the picture right after. Suited and booted top to bottom.
That'd be great.
You know, when I bring my husband out, you guys can be like, yeah, he looks clean, looks fine. Yeah, I know he looks fine. That's why I brought him out. I like you guys bringing out your husbands and not even shave, no haircut.
Excuse me?
Shave up, dry.
How dare you? How dare you?
When was the last time you went to the barber shop?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
When was the last time you went to the gym?
Wait, how can my man be square but also look like a hobo? Be for real. Because you said my man will look like a square, like an accountant, but then he will not have a good shape up.
It's given t-shirt and jeans outfit everywhere.
He's going to wear t-shirt, jeans with a blazer.
Let's not even get into it. Because now I know we are getting down the line of Shoshana and her bloody blazers. And it's all black. Black t-shirt, black trousers, black blazer. What? Whose funeral is this?
Please listen to that episode where I talk about, like...
I listened to that episode the other day and it made me laugh still too. Like, it's just so funny. I'm like, yeah, short. So you're like, I like a wool coat. If that isn't a perfect distillation of our friendship and our dynamic, I'm like, yeah, just get your thighs out, little slut. And then like, yeah, I just like when they are like nice and warm and a nice
fully covered
coat, like preferably black, you know, not too overstated.
And that was the answer to what's the equivalent of a man.
By the way, the sexiest thing a man can wear to Shoshana, wool coat.
No, I'm sorry, a good tailored wool coat with black trousers and a suit underneath. Like, I'm so sorry. Anyway, this has been Scripts and Giggles.
We're back. We're so back.
We're back and we're black. With Shoshana
and Marnie.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Remember not to put your lives in these weird niggas' hands. Okay, bye.